So different to like StreamYard and stuff. This is so so
Yeah, yeah, it was a little bit of a learning curve for sure once I switched over from StreamYard. It works all right, but definitely different.
cool.
Hey
Oh, that's
friends,
good.
welcome back. We have the Vlog King in the house today
Oh,
for episode
oh.
47 of Motley Crew Chats. We've been talking about this for like 2 months, and I'm just so glad that we made it past the craziness that was November, December, and part of January, and we are finally here to chat books. Right? We survived.
Yeah, I feel like I'm underdressed now, though. I feel underdressed. Royalty. I feel like I should be wearing something different.
No, Stitch is like that is my Disney princess. Okay, so like it's perfect. When you showed up, I was like, he knows.
I got the memo. I got the memo, so I dressed accordingly.
Yeah, when I was young, even when I was a kid, people, who's your favorite Disney princess? And I'm like, Stitch and Mushu.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I feel like those two specifically, especially Stitch, because he would always jeopardize other the other Disney princesses and stuff. Oh, amazing Disney princess right there.
He's fabulous. I love him so much.
Yeah, same.
My kids literally bought me a giant like Sherpa Stitch blanket for Christmas.
Ooh.
It's like I've never gone anywhere without it since the day.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh, very nice. Oh my gosh, they treat you well.
Yeah, raising them right.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody in the chat. Welcome. I am also very excited for this chat, Casey. I threw up a good like Rivendell background, give a little Lord of the Rings vibe.
And I've got my Lego Rivendell like right there.
Right. I couldn't remember. I've watched you put together so many Lego builds. Honestly, I was like, did you do Rivendell? I think so.
I feel like that was like one of the first ones I did. That's what actually got me into Lego a lot, was doing the Rivendell one. I'm like, and now I'm obsessed. That's where most of my money is going. If it's not going towards books, it's going towards Lego. Oh, I could talk about Lego all day.
Yeah, same. My husband is a really big Lego, and of course my son, he's about 13 now. I mean, we've had Legos in our house for ages. And now whenever he has enough money from birthdays, Christmas, whatever, we go to the store, he picks out one of the big Lego boxes, and yeah.
I love that. So different to when we were kids as well. Like Lego, I think has just expanded astronomically. It's just intense what it is now.
It's crazy. I remember, so I am being in Minnesota, I'm quite close to the Mall of America. And there was a huge Lego area in there when I was growing up. And you could go and there were just literally tables of Lego everywhere. And you could buy, boxes, but it was just like a giant Lego playroom, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been to the Mall of America in a very long time.
Oh, you'll have to go back then just to check.
Just to check if there's Lego. Hi, Sarah Beth. Hello, Tiffany.
Hi, everyone.
It's Tori from Minnesota and Gavin from UK's top fitness models. It's true.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, what a sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
We love
Trying
Brian.
to buttering me up, as always.
He's very good at that. Yeah.
He is, honestly. He's another inspiration when it comes to people doing like podcast style, talk shows, absolute legend. Miss him.
Yeah, he's awesome. I think I'm trying to remember how long it's been since you were on his channel, because that was one of the first like podcasty type things I saw you on, I think.
Yeah, that was June. I think it was back in June. I think, yeah, because I remember actually it was just after or just before I went to the Haunted School. I remember I was either preparing for it or I had just come back from it. I can't remember now, but it was a time. It was a good time.
Yeah, was Jimmy before that?
Yeah, Jimmy.
That one's been a while too.
Yeah, it's end of 2024, I think, for Jimmy. But Joanna was the first one. I love me some Joanna as well. But like, yeah, she was actually, I think, the first person to ever invite me to do something like this. And I was like, I owe you my life. Because you know how I mentioned very briefly before we went live, how much I love watching a lot of fantasy tubers and their like talk shows. I love watching, so I would watch like Joanna, Jimmy, right, all of that as well. And I'm like, Joanna was the first one to reach out, and I'm like, that was just, it meant so much. So I was, that was nearly 2 years ago now, though. Gosh.
Yeah, I think because I was trying to remember which order those were all in, and I think I remember watching the one with Joanna, and I think that might have been the first time that I was introduced to you and your content at all was Joanna's. Which it's funny because I sometimes forget that like BookTube has all of these different niches everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's weird to hear somebody talk about like, oh, you fantasy booktubers, because I kind of forget that like we're, you know, because there is a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of overlap starting to creep in, which is cool.
Oh yeah, I agree, but I totally get it as well. All those rabbit holes, I would go down rabbit holes sometimes and see people through them appearing on other people's channels. And half the time I'm like, who is this person? I've never heard of them before. And then I've realized that they've been on YouTube for years and they've got like so many subscribers and they've got so many videos. And I'm like, well, how have I never come across them before? And that continues to happen every single year. BookTube is phenomenally big, which is something that I didn't even realize just how big it was until probably only a couple of years ago. Actually, I loved BookTube for the last, I think I started watching BookTube back in 2012, 2013 or something like that. And it was like the big YA, like the big young adult.
The OGs, yeah.
Yeah, the big OGs. And even then it was like a very narrow like field of booktubers I was following. And it wasn't really until I joined BookTube myself and realized, wow, there's so many different facets to it. And yeah, when you follow the breadcrumbs and it leads you to all these different places, it's so fun. It's so fun discovering everyone.
It's so crazy how like widespread it is, and also how just incredibly diverse and widely read BookTube is. Like you can find a discussion on pretty much everything, like, which is so cool.
Literally, which is why I'm astounded sometimes if people like complain about BookTube, like, oh, like somebody doesn't talk about spoilers about this book or whatever. And I feel like all you have to do is like really like dig deep and you will find them. I feel like so many people, like you want different things from different people. And like, I know for me personally, I love a balance of people who do vlogs. I love a balance of people who do top 10, lists or, spoiler-free, book reviews. I really do feel like there's something for everyone. And all you have to do is, I mean, it might take a little while sometimes, but if you dig deep enough, you will find that right person for you. So I feel like there's a booktuber for everyone. And that's great as well, because I feel like if I'm not providing something for someone, I can hopefully direct them to someone who does, because I know I can't cover everything. You can't cover everything. Not everyone, like you were saying as well, you're not really a big romance reader. So if someone came to you for romance, you'd be like, oh, sorry, I don't really read that.
Me, but...
It's Gavin who reads a lot of weird romances. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
There have been a couple of times when I've seen video notifications pop up from your channel, and my eyebrows go up a little bit. I'm like, wait, what are you reading?
Yeah. I feel like it's the best way of standing out is when you read the things that other people are too scared to read. I will read them for you.
Yeah, there you go. There you have it, guys. Channel pitch.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of words of wisdom.
Yeah. Michelle says that you're looking fabulous with your blowout hair today.
So, well, you know what's great about this as well is I got a cut recently, and I haven't even washed my hair today. This is just like, whenever I let my hair just grow, it gets a little bit unruly. But when it's freshly cut, sometimes I don't even really need to do anything. It's just the way I woke up. And it's unwashed. So I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. It's unwashed.
Dream, honestly, is to just roll out of bed and be like, "Yep, I'm ready to go."
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes I might just soak in the bath. I've definitely loved going in the bath this week specifically. My body has been aching, And I feel like just like this year so far, I've just been aching a bit. So like, let's just like steep. But sometimes I just don't bother with the hair. I'm just, I'm steeping. The hair can do what it wants to do. I don't mind.
I mean, I 100% have pajama pants on under all of this, so like,
as you should,
totally as fine. You should. This is a professional, square of booktube over here.
Very professional. We've got our suits and ties on. You know.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm doing a clip for somebody else's award shows this month. Nice. And I was like, all right, I actually have to pull like a suit jacket out of the closet now because like it's for somebody else's channel.
That's fair. Did you recently do one for someone else's channel as well? There was an awards. I think it was, I can't remember their names. Are they Irish? Did you do a clip for someone recently for a book awards? Or maybe it was last year? Maybe? I'm not sure.
Probably.
I feel like I've seen you guest somewhere. I'm sure I have.
Gavin, that's the one thing about ADHD is like, I'm sure I did. I'm 100% sure that I did. My audience probably knows. I don't know. I don't know if you experience this, but like, it's kind of scary when your audience has a better memory than you do about what you've done.
Yeah, and especially when it comes to my book reviews and book ratings, or sometimes it's something that I've promised. So I don't, oh my goodness. I don't know if Emily is here, but like Emily is someone who is amazing. So like if she's watching the replay and stuff, I do love you. But like every time I promise something, like say, I'm going to read all of Brandon Sanderson in 2025. And I say that in January 2025. And then it comes to December 2025 and I haven't picked up a single Sanderson. And I'll have her in my comments like, didn't you say you were going to read Sanderson this year? I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, yes, I did, but...
I mean, this is why you were reading Les Miserables in the last days of December, right?
True. I think diamonds are made under pressure. It's best to do it last minute,
Yeah, I agree with that. It's usually like Sunday afternoon and I'm supposed to post a video on Monday and I'm like, I should probably film something, Because, I mean, we have such different processes and I'm actually very inspired by your organization because I need to get more that way. Because I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants over here on the channel. And sometimes that's great. And sometimes I'm like, it would be so much easier if I like planned this out a little bit more.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a framework to work by. And I will say I do love organizing. I love planning. I feel like planning things is my favorite thing to do when it comes to booktube. I love the ideas of things. I love coming up with ideas. So I love being able to have them in a list. Otherwise, I would forget and I would be all over the place. But I do give myself the wiggle room where if I do stray from that path, I'm absolutely fine with that. I just love the fact that I have lists and I have spreadsheets and I have documents. I'm like, okay, I do need to do these things, absolutely. But what if I decide to follow my heart this one week? I can move this here and I can move that there. So like, it's good to have the things to fall back on. But yeah, the one thing I would suggest as well with like trying to structure your life and organize your life is definitely the trial and error of it all, like in allowing yourself to not have to go by that rigid schedule, because sometimes I think it's even worse, when you have, okay, I need to get this and this done by the end of the month, and that's non-negotiable. Oh my gosh, that makes it so much worse. That makes you not want to do it. So stressful. And that's actually something I loved about what you said in one of your videos about how you do booktube. And it was kind of like, if you want to give yourself a break because you need it, because you're prioritizing yourself, or like you need to prioritize your family, you will give yourself that break. And like, that's something that is so important when it comes to structuring your booktube, your channel, is knowing when to walk away sometimes from that, and when limits? The limits is definitely an important thing, because I've definitely overdone it over the years. I think in 2023 was probably like the worst of it, where I was like, I need to make sure that I am up until 5 a.m. finishing editing this video so I can start work on the next video at 7 a.m. and stuff like that. It's just like, it's not the way to live by. And it was definitely awful. So having that balance, knowing your limits, allowing yourself the breaks. But also, it's still fun to plan, still fun to organize if you possibly can. And it's okay if you can't, you know, it's okay if you can't. It's not the end of the world, especially when it's booktube and making videos, because it should always be something that you love to do. 100%. And if you don't get that video out by the end of the week, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I basically, well, you saw my community post. I was like, you know what? My chat with Gavin is my video for the end of the week, and that's okay.
Yay! That's all you need.
That's premium content, you know.
Yeah. Well, I hope we can ride this wave for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah.
Put your feet up. It's all great.
Yeah. Might actually get some reading in.
Hey, so that's a big thing as well, is when you think about all the videos and editing that we do.
Yeah.
How do you fit in all the reading as well? It's so fun. So fun to try and figure that out.
Coming from you, because I read 84 books last year, and at the end of December you turned the flipper thing around to 240, which is, I'm just like, okay, in fairness, this is your job.
Yeah, and in fairness, you have 3 kids.
Yeah, that's true, and 2 fur babies, which honestly, you know, is like
I know,
full-time job.
Yeah. If you try to read, sometimes I can't read without an audiobook now because of them too. I can't not give them attention. So, you know, I don't understand. I do understand like how like you and other like parents on booktube do it. I understand how you guys do it, because you have to, you know, prioritize the important things, work around it. And that's so like admirable and amazing that you guys can do that still. And I'm sitting over here, I feel so blessed and so fortunate that I can do it 24/7. But doing it with Ash and Tobu, you know, being as distracting as they are, sometimes I can't do it without an audiobook on as well, which makes it worse sometimes, because I want to pay attention to the books that I'm listening to so I can give full formed opinions on them. And it's definitely difficult because I love them so much and I don't want to ignore them, and they won't let me ignore them. Is the main thing. But I have a job to do. If they want this roof to stay over their heads, then I need to deliver, because the algorithm can be very unforgiving. So I need to make sure I can work around them too. But I've got nothing on people who work part-time jobs, even their full-time jobs, and then do booktube as well. I have nothing on people who have to raise actual children. So yeah, I did turn over 240 books last year, which is yay, amazing. But yeah, which honestly, I was thinking, my work days, what are my work days like? So say for instance, I was working on my Stephen King video this week, and literally all this week I've just been sitting down reading Stephen King. I'll clock in at like 10 a.m. or something, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to just sit here and read all of Gerald's Game today, and then I'll finish it by like 5 p.m. So that's like a full-on like 9 to 5, 10 to 5 kind of thing. Yeah. So it's like I can never just like sit down, read a book start to finish, and that's kind of my day. And then I'll need to like film it and what have you. So, but I can do that, and I do feel so bad when people, you know, compare it to that, because I'm like, but think about what you're doing. Like you're raising kids, you're doing you're writing as well, actually, like, and not just you as well, but like other people on booktube, they have so many other different hobbies. And yeah, it's just, I feel so blessed, so fortunate.
Well, I think it's cool to see someone who clearly has such a really deep passion for what they do. And I'm sure that there are days, because we all have days, but it seems from our perspective very much like you love what you do. And it's very cool to see that, you know, cross intersect. Because it shows in the videos that you make, I think, because that's what keeps people coming back and being like, oh yeah, like, you know, we always talk about how important it is and how much the audience loves having that feeling that you're just having a conversation with a friend, right? And I think your channel is I think one of the ones that gets the absolute closest to that ideal of like, you put your slippers on, you get your tea or your coffee, and you watch Gavin do something crazy. Yeah, there you go.
Said slippers. But actually, I've got my feet in my hot water bottle right now because my feet are freezing. So yeah, I've got my hot water bottle. But that's what I love as well about other channels that I watch too, is that even because like I said about I feel like you come to different booktubers for different wants and needs. And I'm so glad that I can be the kind of person for some people and for you as well, who are like, it's just like sitting down with a friend and just chatting about anything and everything. And maybe sometimes I go a little bit OTT with that. I think sometimes I might overshare. I might say something I probably shouldn't have done. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm not just talking about books online. And I feel like everyone as well, I'm sharing my life as well, which is something that is so exposing and so vulnerable that I don't think you can hide from it as well. I feel like maybe some people think it's easy to just like turn on a camera and just like, word fart or whatever and just say whatever. But when like videos live on the internet for as long as YouTube is going to run, it's like that's going to be there, and there's going to be so many strangers online and people I know online and people I've met through the community and friends I've made who is going to say like every single thing that I do online. And it's like you can't really hide from that. So yeah, and I feel like it would be so hard to not be yourself online, because you'll keep trying to keep up a persona would be so hard to do. So that's why I'm just like, you know what, if I overshare, I overshare. That's just what I would do in real life. It's just what I would do talking to my friends on the phone, or if like my IRL friends come to mine as well. And real life, exactly. It's like when I'm watching people too, I can kind of tell if it's, and I don't mind if someone's like scripted or what have you, but I feel like there's a genuine authenticity sometimes when people are just blabbing, and I sometimes I blab way too much. Have you seen the length of my videos half the time? I'm like, can you just keep it down and just keep it concise? I can't do it. I'm a Stephen King. I'm the Stephen King of booktube. I think I'll waffle. There's so much that you could cut out, but I just waffle and I overtalk and I overshare, and it's a problem.
It's, it is funny though, because I see so many people in YouTube generally talking about, like, it kind of cracks me up, because I feel like there's YouTube with everything, the algorithm, the everything, and then you have booktube, and they are not the same. No. Because people are like, long form content is dead. And I'm like, have you seen my man Gavin's channel? Like, and like, I mean, and I think that really depends, because like you said, people come to YouTube and even to booktube for different reasons, and they're looking for different things. And if you're already someone who really enjoys reading, especially up to the length of books that we read, I think people are okay settling in for like an hour and a half to 2 hours plus to say, let's talk about books.
Yeah, that's so true, considering how much time we do put into actual reading. If all of us from the start of this year to the end of the year, if you timed yourself reading every single book, and then you think about like how much it or how long it would take to talk about them as well, I feel like it's probably reasonable to be able to just like talk so much about them. Another reason why I think I do it as well is because I don't have the best memory with books sometimes if I've read as many as I do. So I like to be able to say absolutely everything I need to say about a book in a video, so that I can also go back and watch it and be like, oh yeah, I thought about that. So for instance, I think I have like a 4.5-hour vlog on Gossip Girl, like that long book series. And if you ask me right now what happened in every single book, I could not tell you. I can't remember. And yet I had like a 40-page manifesto of every single thing that happened that I wrote from scratch. I underlined. Exactly. You ain't watching it because there's no point. There's no point at that point.
But it's like a whole series like that.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I do love, right? I love that people can do this, but I've seen on BookTube and people uploading videos, like, I read all of Game of Thrones in a week, and the video is 10 minutes long. I'm like, oh my God, tell me what you thought of it. But like, how? And tell me every single thought I need to know. And how do you have a video of 10 minutes? I want a 4 to 5 hour vlog out of you reading that for a week. I want to know everything. I love that people can do that. But I'm like, I want every thought. I
mean, let's talk about spoilers, because this is always such a hot button topic on BookTube. And I kind of like struggled a little bit a few years ago when I was getting my footing on booktube, because I was like, some people want all the spoilers, some people don't want any spoilers, and I was like, and until you just figure out, you know what, guys, this is what you can expect from me, and like you said, if you want less spoilers or more spoilers, here's a different booktuber you can go watch. But I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I just want to talk about the books, because there are some people that are very talented, like you said, at concisely explaining what the series is in 10 to 15 minutes in a way that's really engaging and interesting. I don't know that I'm that person. I'm like, I'd rather just be able to be like, guys, this part, guys, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that, because I feel like it's a lot better to be able to talk about a series where you don't have to worry about spoilers, like as in like actually doing the spoilers. So I do prefer videos that do. Well, again, it's a hard one because a lot of people haven't read the book or things like that, but I feel like it's easier for me personally to talk about books when I can talk about spoilers. So that's why I do love doing my Stephen King videos. I feel like being able to actually analyze a book, actually talk about themes, but tie it to specific moments or like specific deaths or, you know, like so many different things. It's so hard to talk spoiler free about a book, because I feel like sometimes we only can rehash the plot that's on the back of the book, and then we can give our thoughts and feelings on characters, like, oh, I love this person because they did this. Well, not exactly because they did this, because that could be a spoiler, but like say like Joanna's in the chat as well. Hi, Joanna. And I was going to say, like, she does an amazing job at being able to talk spoiler-free about books, because I love the way she talks about themes. And the way she can unpack that as well. It's like, I wish I could do that and like not accidentally spoil something, because that is one of my biggest fears. So yeah, that's why I love talking spoilers about things, because I can really analyze. And even though like with Stephen King's videos, like there are going to be hits and misses with that series, because Stephen King has written some duds, but hi as well, Laura. He's written some duds, and I don't want to ruffle feathers and stuff, but when you can actually talk about a book in depth and tell them exactly why you don't like a book or why you love a book, people can't argue with you about that. So like if I came around and said, oh, Roadwork's the worst Stephen King / Richard Bachman book, and if I just said that as a statement and I was very vague about it, then I will have people saying, well, you're wrong because this, and this. But if I direct them to the video where I talk every single thing about why I did not like that book and I gave exact examples, I feel like people can respect that more. So it's a hard one. It's a really hard one, because yeah, you don't want to spoil it for people, but you don't want people to think that you didn't take it all in, because I think that's a big problem as well as booktubers. And I don't know if you've also had this, but people will say to you, oh, you're wrong about something because you didn't understand, or you didn't take from it what you were supposed to.
Is one of my favorite. Like, I'm just like, that doesn't mean it was good or enjoyable, guys.
right Oh my gosh, like yeah like the author wrote that down and published it. Like, I'm sure every single thing was their intent and they wrote it for a reason, but that doesn't mean that we had to enjoy it. So it's like, yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, that's why I do love talking about spoilers and stuff like that.
It's the push and pull between objective and subjective with reading, right? And like, and I feel like the people who are going to say, oh, you're wrong, your opinion is wrong about this book, are going to say that no matter how much detail you give them, to be honest. And so just talk about the book.
Like, yeah. Don't worry about it.
Is this the elusive Emily? Is this
yes,
Emily? There she is.
Emily, I was talking about you before, about Brandon Sanderson, and about you not letting me forget.
Don says it's a gavalanche. There you go. There's another.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's literally me with every single book. But yeah, I just want kind of like a diary of my own thoughts, so that maybe in 10 years' time, I can go back on my own video about Gossip Girl for some reason. I don't know why, because I hated that series. But like, if I wanted to go back and remember what I thought of that series and the experience that I had, then it's there. So that's why I want to share everything and every single thought.
It's for you as much as your audience.
Yeah, essentially. And it's why I love doing the Stephen King ones as well, so that when I've done all of them, I can be like, every single book. Like, if I need to go back and think of my thoughts on The Shining, on Carrie, whatever, I'm like, you know, I read it like 10, 20 years ago at this point. But I can go back and re-experience my first experience reading these things. So it's just like, oh, and that's what I love about books and reading as well, is that there's so many things to experience from the actual reading. Sometimes it's not even just the book itself, but the time in your life as you're reading it, or or like where you are when you read it as well. There's just so many emotions that come from that, and so being able to document it is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I totally agree, and it's kind of cool too, because like this last year, there were a couple of books that I know I would not have enjoyed as much, or they wouldn't have hit as hard if they had shown up in a different time in my booktube career. And I feel like, I mean, as a fantasy booktuber, I get carded all the time because I have not read Lord of the Rings yet. I know. I know. Everybody gets smelling salts. And like, so people, because I'm an epic fantasy booktuber, of course, like everybody's like, card revoked immediately, you know. But so that's on my priority list for this year. I'm very excited about it.
I'm excited for you, but don't feel pressure to like it as well. Like, I feel like that's a huge thing as well. It's not just that you haven't read it. I feel like there's so much pressure for fantasy booktubers in general. I feel like if because I'm all over, I'm all over the place. I'm all over. If I didn't like Lord of the Rings, I don't think anyone would care. But like, for you, don't worry about not liking Lord of the Rings. Well, I mean, yeah, but like, don't worry about not liking it. And I'm sure there's actually quite a few fantasy booktubers who are like, oh, it's overrated and stuff like that, which is honestly fine. But yeah,
it's true. We're working on that this year.
I'm so glad. Like, I'm so glad as well. I'm very excited to find your first experience reading it. I just hope you love the experience. And if you don't, like, it's fine. It's fine.
That's the thing. Like, and this is where I'm sure it's like this in every niche of booktube, but fantasy booktube can get so contentious over very specific things. The books versus the movies conversation over here is just like we're never gonna it's never gonna end. Because I grew up on the films, and that was my first introduction to Lord of the Rings, and one of my first major like fantasy story experiences. And so the books, the reason I haven't read them yet is because I knew I wasn't ready. If that makes sense. Like, I knew I don't think I'm ready to go into these books and just let them be whatever they are, have the experience I'm going to have with them, and not feel pressured, not feel. And now I'm definitely at a point where I feel like I'm just ready to go in. I'm excited to read them. I'm not putting any expectations on them or me. And I'm very excited about it. So
I respect that so much, because I do agree with you about certain times in your life being the time for it. The first time I read The Lord of the Rings, I gave them all 4 stars. And I was like, yeah, they were good. They were great even. Like, 4 stars is great. The first time I read them was like 4 stars. And then I reread them at the start of, oh my God, was it 2 years ago now? I think I reread them in 2024. And they're now like my favorite books of all time.
One of my favorite Gavin vlogs, by the way, is reading Lord of the Rings in the Hobbit hole. I loved it. It was so good.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it, because that's the one that I'm like, if I ever look on my deathbed, when people say, looking back on your life, what's your greatest achievement? I'd be like, reading Lord of the Rings in the Shire. Like, that's my greatest achievement. That's my greatest memory. I love doing that. But yeah, and it was definitely that time in my life as well when I was also ready. And again, it was a reread. So I'd read them before. So I was expecting to like them, but it was that time in my life where I reread them. And it was the surrounding as well. You know, like, you can't do better than reading it in a replica Shire house. So I feel like it was a combination of things. And now those books are some of my favorite books of all time. Yeah. So it really does matter, because even when I'm thinking back on Lord of the Rings itself, I am mainly thinking as well of my actual experience reading it, and how much that meant to me. So yeah, it's like, which is why I would never judge someone's favorite books as well, because I think if someone's favorite book was, say, like Twilight or something, I would never judge them for that, because that book could have saved them during their teenage years and stuff like that. So it's like, I've got lots of rules for myself and like other readers. And my first number one rule is do not judge anyone's favorite book unless it's like something like really sketchy. You know what I mean? Like if it's like really, really sketchy, then fair enough. And don't get me wrong, the Twilight series.
Raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, and I mean, I do raise my eyebrow at the Twilight series a little bit. But I also understand. I understand, like say in the 2000s when they were coming out, how much it would have meant to people, and so I can't judge people too much on what they read. Again, like depending on what it is that it is, but like it's just that's my rule number one. So I can't remember what my point was there, but
that's fair. No, I feel like I really enjoyed the Twilight blog because I grew up I was like 15, 16 when they came out. So I was like in the target audience, quote unquote. I hate that term, but and all of my girlfriends were like, oh my gosh, Twilight, it's so you got to read this. And I remember getting the books from a friend of mine and starting them. And I was like, even at 15, 16, I was like, so, okay, let me get this straight. So we like Edward? And like, I was such a Grinch, like from day one about it. And so it's been, it's one of those things where for me, like, same as you, I don't like people's favorite books are people's favorite books and they have their own. That's why I think it's so important to recognize that every single reader is bringing their own life and experience into the reads that they're doing that are completely different from yours. I'll judge the books, not people reading them.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a great point as well. Yeah. Judging the books, not the people. That's because I'm friends with people who their favorite book is something I've hated, and I feel like if you can look past that, it builds a great friendship. And sometimes it becomes a bit of a joke as well. So a book that I really did not like was A Dowry of Blood. And a lot of people love that book. A lot of people, it's like a bit of a booktube darling for a lot of people. And I have many friends who absolutely love it to bits. And there's me being like, it was really bad. And this is a romance that I have read. Yes. And it might be one of my favorite books of all time. This is true, but
that's hilarious.
And also, this is also a very good point too, because there are many people out there that don't, including my own family and a lot of the people who I've surrounded myself with growing up. So it's been a really nice thing to have sometimes to myself. Because none of my family really reads. Like my mum doesn't really read. My dad, my brother, sister. I was the only reader really in my family, and it was kind of nice for me to be able to escape like that. But it was also kind of hard because I didn't have anyone to talk to about them until I found my friends at school, and I do have reader friends. But in terms of family, there was no one. So there's people who don't even read at all. And honestly, fair play to some people who just don't enjoy reading. It blows my mind as well.
I know.
But it's what are they protecting themselves from? It's like the amount of amazing stories that I've found through reading. And you know what? I feel like because I have a personal trainer now, and he does not read. And a lot of times he says, I'll just watch the film. And I know it's a totally different kettle of fish. But I feel like a lot of people think that way. They think, I'll watch the movie. So
that's how they're used to consuming story.
Yeah. And fair play to them, fair play. But it's you're missing out on so much. You're missing out on the wonderful words. And not every single book is going to get adapted. So can you just imagine all of the amazing stories? Just there's a lot of books that won't get translated as well. And that's really sad too, because the amount of stories that have probably come from, say, Japan, China, anywhere like that as well. There's going to be so many stories that we're never, ever going to read unless we learn the language.
One of my favorites, so I've been dipping my toes into murder mystery a little bit this last year and a half, and I'm very cautious with it because it does tend to lean more horror than I typically like sometimes.
Okay.
I'm over here reading Malazan and I'm like, no, that's too horror for me, thanks. But one of my favorite authors in my very limited experience pool at this point is Keigo Higashino, who's a Japanese murder mystery author. And I bought 4 of his books from the Detective Kaga series, and I was putting them in my spreadsheet. And I'm looking up on Goodreads, and I'm like, I only have 4, but one of these is number 9 in the series. Like they've only translated like 4 out of however many he's written in the Detective Kaga series. And I'm just like, I'm really glad they're on the shelves at Barnes & Noble. That makes me really excited because hopefully as I keep buying them, they will translate more. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that. Thanks.
Yeah, it's because of you buying those books that they are going to go and be like, yeah, we need to translate books 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? It's
somebody in Minnesota is just like buying all of Yoshino's books.
This person in Minnesota needs the rest of these books. Okay. And again, like, with you buying them, with a lot of other people buying them, which is, I think, another really good important point about buying translated fiction or translated books in general. I don't really read a lot of nonfiction, but I'm sure there's like a lot of like translated nonfiction that has come out. But yeah, just like showing your interest, and it's the same with libraries too, you know, checking things out in your library and just showing interest will mean the publisher is going to go out their way to hopefully publish them. So it doesn't matter if you're just one person or you know like 25 people who can storm that shop and buy the same book as well. It's like buy them out. Yeah, every little helps, and hopefully, like a lot more of those get translated, because it would be such a shame to not have everything, at least you know, available to so many different audiences. You know, not just into English, but you know, English stories as well translated into different languages too. You know, like we need to not gatekeep our stories and let the entire world enjoy everything that we have to offer. And there's a lot of books. That means there's a lot of books and a lot of reading to do, but we've got to start somewhere.
Well, that's like, I mean, it sometimes, and I realize like the blessing of being able to get so many books. There are, reading a lot of translated fiction, there are books that I can't get that really makes me mad, but for the most part, we have pretty high accessibility to books. And like talking to Sylvia from Library Unbounded and hearing how hard it is to get books across the border into Bulgaria, I'm like, what? Like that, you know, you don't even, that's so wild to me. And it makes me so mad. Like we need an organization whose job it is, like on BookTube, to just like find people who want certain books and be like, we're just shipping you this box.
Yeah, you want these, then have them. Have them. Yeah. That is rather sad, yeah. Actually, when I hear about like how hard it is from people from different countries being able to access those books, that is, that is really hard. And I love me some Sylvia as well. Sylvia's I think she's awesome. Yeah, great videos, very entertaining, and yeah, it is a bit heartbreaking. If I can send Sylvia some books as well, I will. I will. If she wants The Perfect Poo or any of the weird romances that I read,
let her know.
And yeah, please do. I
have a box for her actually in my kitchen right now that I need to send out in the next week or two. But yeah, and I think that, you know, kind of talking to that a little bit more too with people who don't read, or people that one of the things that I really love about being on BookTube, I mean, we all love being able to talk about the books we're reading. We love making the friendships of people who are just as nerdy and weird about books as we are. But also, I've seen so many comments on my channel, on other people's channels, from viewers in the audience who like quit reading for a long time, and BookTube got them excited about something again, or somebody who's like just starting. You see a lot of people in the different social media platforms who are like, all right, let's try this reading thing. And that makes me so happy that we can all be part of something that like shows people how fun it is to dip into the pages of a book, because I think that's a very important humanities thing that we all desperately need. So
no, I agree with that. It breaks my heart a little bit if I get a comment and someone said, oh, I stopped reading for a very long time, and like you finally got me excited about reading again. Like it makes me so happy, don't get me wrong, but it also breaks my heart a little bit, because I'm like, I feel bad that you were ever in a position where reading wasn't, where you kind of lost that spark and passion for it, because it can be a bit of a dark time with that. I mean, not for everyone. I'm sure it isn't that deep for a lot of people, but sometimes like I definitely, for us, it's massive. It's a massive deal. After I went to uni, I stopped reading for a bit because I thought uni ruined my reading experience, because I was like, this is too much. It's making it boring, and I hate it. So I lost it for a little bit, and that was a dark time, because I was like, I love reading. Why has it done this to me? So yeah, to be able to have that for people who watch. And I feel a big responsibility sometimes as well as someone with a platform, that when I'm reading, I kind of want people to experience what I'm reading too and make it fun for them so that they would want to read. And even if they don't enjoy the book, that's fine. So like going back to the Lord of the Rings vlog, I wanted people to feel like they were in Middle Earth. I wanted people to feel like they were getting this story as well. So being able to do that is, again, such a privilege. And, you know, not everyone on BookTube can do crazy stuff like that. I'm telling you. And that was expensive. That was so bloody expensive.
I believe it. We all lived vicariously through you a little bit in that vlog, I think.
Yeah, but so worth it.
There's only 3 libraries in the whole of Belize.
Oh, wow.
One used bookstore where the owner was lending their books out to locals. Wow. Shout out to the bookstore owner, though, honestly. Like, that's so cool.
And I can imagine I can imagine as like the bookstore owner, or I guess if you were to ever run a bookshop, I would want to be able to like allow access to reading, you know, for people who can't read it. And because libraries aren't available everywhere, you know, not everyone has access to libraries. So, and even then you will hear these horror stories about libraries being shut down by local councils and things like that because there's no funding or they've cut the funding. So as a bookstore owner, which I'm not a bookstore owner, but if I was, I would want, you know, people to be able to come in and like maybe cheekily, obviously it would be bad for business because if people are reading the books and just putting them back on the shelves and not buying them, maybe the bookshop would go under. But I would want people to be able to read the books and experience that.
There's a small locally owned bookstore about half an hour from us that when people come in and it's the first time they've been to the bookstore, they get to pick out any book on any of the shelves for free and take it home. And I'm like, that's such a cool, and they like, if you've never been there, first time customer, look through the shop, pick a book and it's yours. And that's so cool. That's such a cool.
That's so nice. That is amazing. I feel like I could not work there because I feel like I would forget every single person who walked in and they will say, oh, it's my first time here. And I'd be like,
yeah, sure. A system in their computer, I think. So that helps.
Okay, good.
But yeah.
Okay, good, because I would not remember.
Yeah, I can't imagine. This is a great point too, is that it's social media reading has become which there's pros and cons, you know, as there are to everything. Because one of the things, and you kind of mentioned this with, you know, YouTube being, you know, your life is kind of on the internet right now in a lot of ways with doing it full time. It does definitely change your reading experience when you're reading in front of an audience. And it's been very interesting to me to kind of just reflect on how that's changed and the pros and cons of it. I think I'm a lot more good at like keeping consistent because of that, which is great. And sometimes it's like, I just want to sit with this book and myself for a little bit. Like sometimes I get kind of like, I don't want to share it with anybody just yet. I just need to have my moment with it first. And there's so many, it's definitely a different reading experience. I think when it's a social, even if you're just in the audience and you're not, you know, on screen, it definitely adds a whole new dimension.
It does. And then you think of the entertainment element of YouTube and doing it because you feel like with you talking on a platform and something that you kind of have to keep people watching, otherwise people will tune out and, you know, stuff like that. So you have to think of it as well, like not just as reading for yourself, but as you say, like sometimes you do want to keep it to yourself and you do want to read it. And then it's such a hard thing to do on, like, especially running a booktube channel, is that sometimes I don't have that luxury at all. And it really does depend on how I'm feeling as well. If I'm going through a reading slump or whatever, I can't. I'm not allowed to. I genuinely can't. I can't experience that, which I have done. Last year, I did go through an awful reading slump, and that people could tell. You know, people could tell it was something that bleeds into my vlogs. If I'm genuinely not passionate about something, if I'm genuinely not having a good time, people notice, and it's not fun to watch at all. And I agree with that, but I can't not record. I can't not.
But you're not going to fake it because that's not the type of person that you want to be.
I could try it, but I don't think I'm that good of an actor. And even then, sometimes being honest about it also isn't what people love either, because I feel like some people do just want you to stay happy and they just want you, and be entertaining, which is, again, like, things that a lot of YouTube channels boil down to, is that there has to be some element of entertainment for people to click on you and watch you. So it's something that, adding reading into the mix, it's like I want to read for fun, and I do read for fun. And sometimes it can be misconstrued as, I love the fact that Tobu just will not, he's just hanging around like a bad smell. Like, this is the most he's ever like he just keeps coming in and out. I'm just like, this is the most he's like hung around me.
He's
like on a live show.
More introvert than Ash by quite a bit, from what it seems like on your videos.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and which is why this is strange. Like, I'm on a live show, and it's like, does he know I'm on a live show? Like, you know, it's like,
there's just a void in your carpet right now.
he is, you know what? And we'll let him be. Like, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do.
See, we're talking about him now. He had to leave.
He'll be back in like literally 2 minutes. He just keeps coming in and out of my view. I'm like, does he want something? He's got food. He's already pooped. I don't know what he wants. But anyway, sorry. So like, sometimes I don't really have the luxury to, because there's like different wants and needs that I think audiences have, and I try and prioritize over all else, just like what I think people would want to watch, while also trying to stay true to what I want to read. Yes, and that balance can be so hard to do, because then also you're thinking, well, you know, and especially when I have to rely on AdSense and stuff to, you know, live, it's kind of like, it's no big deal at all. But like, if I don't make my rent this month, I guess that's fine. But no pressure at all. But yeah, it's like, I would hope there's like some understanding when it comes to people watching that. You know, sometimes you're in a bit of between a rock and a hard place when it comes to, and genuinely, there are so many days where I don't want to record. Like, there are so many days where I'm just like, I don't want to be on a camera, but I still want to read. Like, I think that's something that I've always kept over the last like 7 years now? I think 7 years since I started.
Yeah, because you were a year before I started.
2019. I honestly, thinking it's 2026 now. Like, is it still 2024? It feels like it's 2024.
We're just getting old. When we were talking backstage, I mentioned, I feel like at this point, with how long we've been on, we're kind of the tired parents of booktube. Sometimes,
yes, and sometimes we'll have an off day. You know, like sometimes I feel like not a single. It's so fair, because like not a single person can love every single day that they wake up, and you know, it's like, sometimes the day can just go bad, and it just happens. But sometimes you don't, especially on YouTube. Especially since I vlog so much as well. I love vlogging. It's my favorite thing to do. I prefer doing vlogs over all else. But there was just some days when I don't want to. I don't want to be on a camera. I cannot stand to hear the sound of my voice or look at me. You know, it's just it happens more often than not sometimes. But I've gotten better, and actually, especially this year so far, I feel like I've read 15 books already this year. It's January 17th. You know what I mean? I've already filmed a good few videos. I've already done, but I felt reinvigorated. I think maybe after reading Les Miserables, which is a surprise to me, considering that was a 1,000-page book. But I feel I'm riding the wave for now as well, because I love doing what I do. I will have off days, and I don't want people to think I'm forcing myself to do things. I mean, I kind of do have to sometimes, but I have that passion right now, and I'm still riding it, and it'll come, and it'll, you know, it ebbs and flows. But yeah.
Well, and Michelle has a great point, because I agree with this totally. Because I watched all the videos when you were going through the slump too, and I think this is and it's so important, because you're right, this happens to everybody. Like, nobody is going to want to pick up a book every hour of every day. There might be some like extreme readers out there. But, and I think too, that's where, as a booktuber, we're going to always have people that come and go off the channel. They might just kind of see one of our videos and move on. They might come in for a little bit and then go out, and, you know, whatever. But having that kind of core group of audience that really knows who you are as a person on BookTube, and just they're gonna know. And I think we're definitely our own worst critics with that, for sure. And that's what one of the things I keep reminding myself when I need to take a break for health reasons or whatever, was that, you know, the people that are that core audience, they know me. I'm going to be madder at myself than anybody in my audience is going to be for taking this break or taking a little bit of time. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's such a true thing as well. Like, if you ever need to take some time off, you're always like feeling like you have to apologize. But I can guarantee you, the people who watch you and the people who are your core audience in, you know, your community, they're gonna be like, please don't apologize. Like, you are a human being. Take that time. Nobody is gonna make you do something you don't want to do. So I feel you're totally correct. I definitely feel like I am my own worst critic. I also don't allow myself to take time off a lot of the time. And, you know, if I'm like, okay, guys, I can't do a live show this week, you're like, that's absolutely fine. You actually like didn't need to tell us. We don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, take the time off. Like, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. If you need a day off, take a day off. You know what I mean? It's like, but then in the back of my mind, I'm like, I should be doing it. And it's like, I can't enjoy other hobbies because of it as well. I guilt trip myself. And I love gaming, for instance, as well, but I never do that because I'm like, I should be reading. I should be filming a video. I should be doing this. And fortunately, I have married like Lego and reading at the same time, like being able to listen to an audiobook as I do Lego. And that too. Whereas with like gaming, you know, I'm like, I can't make a video out of this, so I can't do it. And I'm like, that has been something I've been trying to get out of my head, because I can enjoy things without a camera.
Let's go.
2026. It's going to be gaming, Gav. And you know what? I'm not going to make any content out of it, because not everything has to be content. That's something I've had to grapple with. Not everything has to be
I
content.
would like almost challenge you and would love to see you put in a vlog, like a tiny little clip. Hey guys, look, I'm gaming. Bye.
Bye. This is all you're getting. I'm not even going to film B-roll of me doing it. I'm just going to turn a game on. I'm like, peace.
Yep. Take a picture, little clip. I'm playing this game, taking a little time for myself. See you tomorrow.
Honestly, and you know what? I'm the kind of person who gets so hyper fixated on hobbies. I've always loved being a reader, but I go through so many phases. I went through, like, say in the 2000s, my phase was American television shows. I would binge. I would like watch weekly all the brand new American television shows. I'd watch 30 different shows a week, and that was my binge thing. And then it would be collecting Blu-rays and DVDs. Like, it would be films. That was my main hobby. And then it was gaming. The hyperfixation was real, but I would just go all in. You know, I wouldn't just take it one step at a time. I would go all in. I still do. What's something that you've gone all in on?
Oh man,
I need to know. I need to know.
So I jokingly refer to myself as a serial creative, because like, so I've run quite a few small businesses completely separate from anything book related. I got into crocheting
nice.
when I was pregnant with my son 14 years ago. And then from that, I went down the rabbit hole of fiber arts in general. And within like 6 months to a year, I had a spinning wheel. I had raw fleeces in my basement. I can take it from the sheep and make you a sweater. And I was all in. And of course, I'm the type of person where I'm like, I can't just spin yarn. I also have to dye the wool and sell it and make a business out of it, because I'm an entrepreneur brain to the nth degree. And or like, I got into bullet journaling last year pretty seriously. My whole half of like under my bed is just solid bullet journaling supplies now. Like, it's so, I love it, and it's something that brings me a lot of rest and relaxation to be,
good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But I do, my friend Casey's in the audience, and she we have discussions about this all the time where we're like, what are we getting into today? Like,
I love that.
yeah.
I love that fact that you said it was like for rest and relaxation as well. It's so, yes, it's like to throw yourself into something, but like when it's something that genuinely brings you joy,
Recharges
it's
you.
so good. Oh, and bullet journaling as well is so creative. Every single, I would probably like every December, January, I do watch a lot of journal bullet YouTubers because
It's so
I
fun.
love the flip throughs, like the flip throughs that they do of the year, and they're building their journal for the rest, well, for the start of the new year. I only ever do it though between like maybe November to January. I'll watch a lot of bullet journal YouTubers and then I drop it completely until the following November. That is definitely something that I totally get. And I'm so glad though that I haven't went and got myself bullet journal. Well, actually, no, that's so funny. I just lied. Back at the end of 2021, I did get a bullet journal. I actually made 2 YouTube videos of me trying to bullet journal, and I just dropped it completely. I did, and I was terrible. I'm not.
Are they still on your channel?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not an artist. I was like, I think one of them was like, no.
Immediately when we are done, that is the first thing I'm doing. I did not know we had Gavin bullet journaling content, guys.
This was 5 years ago. This was 5 years ago. I was so bad, and I was like, I'm gonna do a bullet journal for this year, and I'm gonna be a beginner, and I'm gonna document my journey. And I did 2 videos and dropped it. You know what I mean? I was so bad, so bad.
See, so one of the things that I think is so funny about that though is that people are so. We've had my family's had a crazy year this last year with health stuff and all sorts of stuff. And my mom is the type of person who like doesn't know how to sit down and do something nice for herself. Like she just does not know how to do that. And so I was like, Mom, I'm going to get you a bullet journal. We're going to schedule time. I'm going to come to your house and we're going to just stick some pretty stickers on paper for a while just to like do something fun and relaxing. And she was so like the hurdle of like being creative enough or not knowing like, but what if I don't know where to put the sticker kind of thing. And I'm like, it's not that serious. It really isn't. Like people are so hard on themselves about their bullet journals. And I'm like, guys, it's okay. Like, it's fine.
True. I think sometimes because it's so concrete, like when you put something on, I mean, ish. I do spreadsheets poorly. But when it's like doing something digitally, you can change things if you make a mistake. When it's bullet journaling, and I guess you kind of use pencil and stuff. You can rub things out, but 9 times out of 10, it feels like so permanent that it's scary. It's just really scary to do.
I mean, this coming, okay, but you also take an embosser and like permanently stamp. I love your embosser toss videos. They're one of my favorite series you do on your channel. And also, I'm not going to lie, every time you squeeze the embosser, there's a tiny little part of me that goes, huh.
Yeah. It is defacing the books really at the end of the day. And
it's so cool. I love it. But it's also something in me is just like, oh my gosh, that's permanent.
No, I get it. And sometimes there is a very satisfying crunching sound when it happens. Like, oh, that's a little bit ASMR. But then every now and then, though, I might accidentally put a hole in it. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you can push it a little bit too deep. But I am genuinely not bothered by damaging my own books. I honestly, I've tossed books into jacuzzis. I've used a pair of scissors and cut parts of books out before. You know what I mean? It's like I genuinely do not care about what I do to my books. And I feel that not everyone thinks the same, you know, like books are precious, they need to be looked after and stuff. But I'm like, when it's my book, I'll annotate it so much. Like, you know, the broken binding Malazan books.
Copy. I was literally
my Les Mis as well.
Your video on Les Mis like probably half an hour before we went live, and just sitting there, and I'm like, there's something though that I think I really appreciate about that, because I think it is definitely possible to get too uptight about it, for sure. And I think, you know, just I've gotten way more comfortable highlighting and writing in my books. And I mean, not my broken binding copies, obviously, but like, I'm not there yet. We're not there yet.
You will get there eventually, though. I remember when I first started BookTube, and I was starting to get like Fairy Loot, and yeah. I mean, to be fair though, and I still have the book.
I
Though
was
was
like,
the
what
thing.
book
Like,
was this?
I
What
can,
book
I
was
can.
sacrificed here?
It was the Final
Oh,
Princess Diaries
okay.
book, but like I cut the end bit out because I genuinely despised the ending
That's
so
amazing.
much. So I was like, I want to cut it. But the thing is, though, I keep it. I keep it
What
though.
video is this from? I have missed
Oh,
it.
I went to this was like 2 years ago. I went to Sherwood Forest to read Robin Hood. So I took it there.
Oh,
But I did a little bit of a music video at the start of the at the start of that vlog. And I was supposed to be like dramatic, and it was supposed to be like a little bit sexy and stuff. But
sure.
I kind of threw Robin Hood into the jacuzzi, like it's, but
As you do.
in my defense, I wanted to leave the book there. I wanted to leave the book there because I rented a cabin in Sherwood Forest,
Yeah.
which is where Robin Hood is set. So I feel like that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
that
I
is
wanted to
cool.
leave. I wanted to leave that copy of Robin Hood there, and I kind of want to go back to that exact cabin in a few years' time and see if anyone found
But
it.
you wanted to like
So,
completely destroy it first.
well, to be fair, it's like it was one of those classic books where it's like it's a hardback, and the pages were very like photo
Oh,
quality.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
So if it did, I don't think it damaged it. It would have made it like very. It puffed it out a little bit, like it made it a little bit bigger in size. But yeah, I've left it on the top of, like, in the kitchen area. I've left it on the very, very top of the cabinets. And when I checked as well, there was a lot of dust. So I knew that nobody went up there to clean it. So I was like, I want to leave it up there, and I am
Okay,
going to go
sure.
back to that cabin, and I'm going to go back and check to see if it's still there. So that was me leaving a little part myself, and a little part of, because one thing I love about books, okay, I don't think anyone ever really talks about this, but when it comes to books, is secondhand books and like ownership of it. I love thrifting books and finding someone's name in it. I love finding maybe a slip of paper that someone might have left in there,
Mhm.
and it just tells a story. I did have a book. I can't remember if I still have it, but it was like one of the Mary Kate and Ashley books, and there was something in. Oh, I think I found it straight away. Yeah, I found this inside it, and it's essentially like I've not. I can't ever remember. I kind of remember these figures and stuff, but like it's like, to Amy and Lauren, thank you for the money and water guns you bought for our birthday, Christopher and Alexander. And I'm
Oh,
like, this tells a story, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
who are Amy and Lauren? Who are Christopher and Alexander? Were they like little kids in like the 90s, and were they all playing out in the same street and stuff? You know what I mean? It's like, so in like 100 years time, when my library gets unearthed, because I don't know what's happened to the world, but like maybe they've unearthed my library, and they come across like the Princess Diaries book number 10, and it's cut in half. People will be like, why is it cut in half? You know what I mean? It tells a story. It tells
Yeah.
a story about the stories. So
I
I love
love
that.
getting books because I buy I'd say probably 60 to 70% of my library is secondhand. And
Mm.
I love, because I order on eBay all the time. So you
Oh yeah, same.
literally never know what you're going to get off eBay. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like I bought a translated book a couple years ago and got it, and it was beautifully annotated by
Oh,
somebody, and that
nice.
just made
Yeah.
me so excited. I was just like, oh, like it's almost
Yeah.
like you're having this one, like a conversation with the person that's read it before,
Yeah.
getting a
Yeah.
little glimpse. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. I say I love that. So that's absolutely fine if you want to start annotating your
Mm-hmm.
broken binding editions, because that is what I want to start to do with the Malazan books. I'm going to be annotating them. I'm going to be highlighting them. I'm going to be
That's
writing
fair.
in them. And I don't plan on selling them on, even if I don't really enjoy them all that much. I'm hoping I do, because I now have the first 6 books, so I'm really hoping that I enjoy them. But I'm not like planning. And
I'm very
every book
curious.
yeah, me too.
Very curious.
Me too. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. I'm so scared, but I'm
What
very curious to
scares
see
you
how it
about it?
goes. What everyone says about it, the fact that it's
Yes,
so dense, the fact that it throws you in at the deep end. There's so many
it
characters.
does.
Yeah, and that it scares me, but that's why I'm very excited to start annotating my broken binding editions, because I feel like if I put in
You
the
really
effort,
get the immersion.
Yeah, if I put in the effort and do that, then it shouldn't be a problem. But I don't know if maybe you have any tips and tricks for me, maybe.
Yeah, so I just finished the 5th book.
Yeah.
Literally was the first book I finished in 2026. And
Hey.
So I don't know if you know, I'll very briefly, because my audience is like bingo card. But I don't know if you know my history with Malazan. But I read the first 4 books for the first time when I was in college. I'd read like exactly two adult epic fantasy books, Mistborn and something by Karen Miller. And a friend of mine handed me Gardens of the Moon as brand new baby into epic fantasy. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I don't know.
It's a beginner book.
Definitely a gateway book for sure. And I had no idea what was going on, but I was intrigued, you know? And of course, I'm like 21 at the time. So like, now if I read it for the first time, I'd have a completely different experience. But Dead House Gates, which is book 2, is one of my, or if not my favorite fantasy book of all time. And I think what he does with certain themes in that book specifically is one of the best handling of that theme I've seen in fantasy. I'm trying to be super vague.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the thing that is so interesting to me about Malazan is it is a lot. Like it is a complicated, vast world with a huge cast. And I think what you have to really just allow yourself to do is immerse with the individual characters and not try so hard to, like, people who say, oh, you need a PhD to read this series, you got to get your notebook out. Like, if that helps you, great. But like, just go in, follow the characters and see where it goes. I think that's the best advice I can give to people for Malazan, honestly.
And I can imagine just like reading it slowly as well. It doesn't seem like, because I do blast through. Yeah, I do seem to blast through things. And honestly, I am a bit of a fast reader anyway.
This one might slow you down a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like definitely just taking my time with it is definitely something that's going to help a lot. But I am genuinely excited. My friend read like 3 paragraphs of it out to me. Like it's a spoiler free, but she was like, listen to how complex this language is. And it was a little bit like, whoa, well, that is like actually kind of like very well written for one, but it's definitely something that I was like, I'm gonna need some help with this, I think. But as soon as I saw those broken binding editions, I was like, well, I know exactly what's coming to the top of my fantasy priority TBR. So they're just too stunning. Too stunning to pass up. Now hello, beautiful.
So this is Novia. She is 15, and she is an absolute queen. She owns the house.
Yeah, I can tell she's a queen. I can tell.
She's so funny. She lays on the bed, and she does this with her paws. She's very Yes, I know. Except for 5 in the morning when she's like, "Okay, mom, food time."
Fair. Oh, beautiful.
But, yeah, she's she was we got her about 6 months before we found out we were pregnant with our first child, so she's been around for all of it.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
and I can imagine great memories as well, just like growing up, like as a family too, having the family pet. And
well, my other one, he's 4, and his name is Pippin.
I love that.
And we did kind of shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit by naming him Pippin, because he is very similar to his namesake in a lot of ways.
Really?
He's a little bit of a menace to society for sure.
Okay.
But he's like the best kid cat. Like, the kids can pick him up. He does not care. He is so chill, and he's been such a good family cat. She was definitely, people come to my channel to be judged by Novia for sure. Yeah.
I would love the official judgment from her myself. I feel like I know too well how hard cats can judge. And you know what? They're the only the only beings in this world I would actually listen to. Like, people can call me all the names under the sun, they can say whatever they want, but their opinions don't matter as much as a cat's opinion.
It's true.
I think.
Cats' opinions are, honestly, take them seriously.
Yeah. Honestly,
they've been around for 9 lives, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish Ash and Tobu. Well, I know I feel like they do judge, but in a way that
definitely judges you sometimes.
Yeah, when I pick him up, but the thing is, though, he lets me because I think he doesn't mind. Well, I think he doesn't mind. I think he minds. Yeah. He puts up with it. Yeah, so I can definitely see it in his eyes. Ash is the one who he does a lot of this. Like he'll scrunch his face like this. Yeah, he'll give us that like a lot, but he is definitely the neediest one, absolutely. But oh my god, love him to bits.
Derry says, my mental health often rests on the opinion of animals. That's fair.
Oh, that is definitely fair, yeah. And fortunately, I do care what Ash and Tobu think sometimes, but fortunately, because otherwise my mental health will be in the gutter again because of them. Because they do. I feel like at the minute they're a little bit sassy with me, I think. Because I've been working a lot this year, I must admit, and I do still play with them whenever I can. But there are times when I'm like, okay, boys, we need to settle down, and I need to crack on. I need some space. Oh my gosh, sometimes I do. I need some space, but I love them to bits. But sometimes I need a break.
Yeah, my Pippin he's a very clingy cat. Like, he loves to snuggle, which is amazing. I love it. But sometimes I will wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, buddy, I need you to like unvelcro from me for just a little bit. Like,
yeah, sleep is important.
I need a personal space for just a minute.
Yeah, and you need sleep. You need rest. It's hard to do with them. So hard to do with them.
So, since we've been kind of chatting about big, complicated books, I was very excited. I wasn't sure. I was like, are we reading Les Mis this year or are we not reading Les Mis this year? So I was very excited when your video dropped because it is my husband's favorite book of all time.
Really?
I have not read it. I know.
Oops.
He puts up with me anyway. But he introduced me to like the old musical versions of Les Mis when we first started dating, and the 10th anniversary edition is still my favorite of everything I've seen. But it was really fun watching the video, and then I also saw that you had War and Peace on. And
I saw you had that. I saw you had that too.
We are 100 pages in. I'm 100.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I've started, and I'm taking some inspiration. I'm gonna vlog it. I'm very excited.
Yay!
Okay. Some advice from somebody who vlogs all the time. I've done quite a few vlogs. One of the things that I run into is because I'm a mom and I have kids in my house all the time. I have like a grand total of like 2 locations that I can film in my house. One of which, for anybody that's watched my older vlogs, is usually like sitting up against the bathroom cupboards. Because
I love that.
My kids are not shown on my channel ever. For safety reasons, and so it's like trying to keep them out of the vlog and also not like show the tornado that is my house. And you know, I think I need to be inspired to just go out and find locations more, maybe. But
maybe
vlogging when you have limited like options for backdrops. Any advice?
Well, the thing is, though, even with just the 2 spaces that you mentioned, you can still hopefully put your camera in just like a tiny different angles and stuff. Like, say sometimes I have bounced between like this room and my other room, and I will just put my camera like here maybe, and then I'll put it here, and it's just, I feel like as long as every other clip is like just like changing it, I guess it's just, I feel like it does help to keep people knowing where you are, because I feel like sometimes having visual cues can be just as good as just like talking. Because if you're vlogging anyway, I think it's my delivery here. I don't know. There are. I think my books are here. I think my books are here. 2 seconds.
Okay. Hi, chat. Gav told me that he was going to get a book delivery, so I'm going to catch up on chat really quick. Thank you all for being here, by the way. And I appreciate all of the comments. Absolutely. Malazan does just throw you in. Don't try to figure it all out. It'll get too complicated. Don't anger HR, accounting, or your cat. It's true. It's very true. Oh, he's back. He has a book. He is back.
I do. I have them. I'm so glad. But anyway, before I lose my train of thought and what I was saying as well, sometimes it helps people visually, if you're talking about something, to just like change where you are, even if it's just slightly. Because I do think, like, just so people know. But yeah, you can do a lot with even just 2 spaces. Because I do really respect the fact that you are like protecting, like your children and stuff. I respect that so much. Like, one thing, like, I don't know if it's like controversial to say, but like, I'm not a big fan of like family vlogging channels or anything like that.
It's hard because I appreciate, like, the people that are genuinely showing positive family content. I think that's great in some ways. I also just I really struggle with the ethics of, just because we know what the internet is like and we know the type of people that are on the internet, and that's something where I'm like, my kids, even if I ask them, hey, do you want to be in one of mommy's videos? And they'd be like, yeah, they would. I mean, they would be so excited about it. They've asked me, but I'm like, they can't consent to, because they don't know what it is. If that makes sense. Like, they don't have a full understanding of everything that the internet is.
Yes. It's kind of like, it would be great. Like, I would love to get my niece and nephews, to share, like, maybe, like, because I feel like they do read at school, so it would be great to, like, maybe, especially when I used to cover a lot of middle grade on my channel, it would have been great to have my niece and nephew and stuff. But then it's like, it would be great for them if they were like excited to do it, but I can't then control what people do with those videos once they're out, and like what they say about them and stuff. So I would rather just like, like protect them from all of that. But yeah, I totally agree as well. There might be, like some genuine people who do the family vlogging side of things. There'll be some genuine people who are just like, oh, we're just, as a family, we want to have fun and document our times together and stuff like that, which is, fair. But like, there's too many stories of people exploiting their children for money and not shielding them as
exploiting the content.
So it can get really icky, but no, I feel like you could do a lot.
This is one of the things where, like, I'm a mama bear and that's my job. So like, I know that there's creeps on the internet, and I'm not interested. Like, some of the comments I get, I'm like, there's absolutely no way that I'm exposing my children to the possibility of that at this age. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So
absolutely not. I mean, I would love to protect you from those comments as well. I would, but the internet can be a pretty scary place, man.
I mean, that's why we have a core audience, right? Like, half the time I haven't even seen the comment before several of my audience members have found it, and like, so, which I very much appreciate, because I think, it's the world is too tough, and life is too tough to not watch out for each other.
100%. I feel like with the community that we have as well, like booktube in general, I feel like it can be, I mean, there's like some darker parts of it, 100%. Sure. Not everyone is, lovely, but I feel like the majority of people, a lot of us are just like, we're just here to talk about books, and people who read books are such lovely people, and like generally lovely people. So yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of kindness and a lot of lovely people who just want the best for people. But there are some people who are a little bit strange, maybe.
For sure. I mean, there's always, I don't think there's any aspect of life where you're going to get away from that completely. But true. Yeah, I've had some very interesting, like, and it's one of those things where you almost have to just, like, you take care of it and then you kind of laugh about it, because you're like, man, the people on the internet, like, Wow. There's some grass outside. Like, please go touch it.
Yeah, and I feel like, because I mean, it's definitely fair to criticize. Like, if there's a creator who is doing bad things, then absolutely. Like, I feel like it's always good to make sure that they don't get away with, the stuff that some people do. But I feel like a lot of the times people complain about, the wrong things, as in people will attack other people for reading too many books, for instance. It's like, oh, how could they possibly read that many books? And like this, that, and the other. And it's like, I don't understand people who would criticize someone for reading. Like, at the end of the day, it's just someone who is obviously passionate enough that they want to read so much. You know what I mean? It's like,
my personal favorite, you read audiobooks. That's not reading.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. It's such a dumb argument, that one. Yeah, I hate that one. It's so dumb. Because it's like, it's literally the story just said out loud. It's I mean, yeah, fair, you could still be strange. you could be two things. And honestly, same. I feel like I'm the poster child for weirdness half the time.
I always joke, like, now that I'm on BookTube, I finally have friends as weird as I am. Like, it took until I was in my 30s, but here we are.
Yeah, no, honestly, same. Oh gosh, I feel like I've definitely, my 20s, I feel like, were very hit or miss for the people that I definitely made some friends in my 20s who I am still friends with, and I love to pieces. But it was a very trial and error kind of decade of my life, where I was still kind of finding my feet. And a lot of people do say, when you reach your 30s, that's when you kind of know exactly what you like expect from friendship, and the people who you surround yourselves with are the people who you would want to spend the rest of your lives with, kind of thing. And that, that turned out to be so true. I definitely feel like I'm in a place where I feel like I have found my people now, and being part of BookTube is that, like, when I get to talk to so many people online, and say when I do like my members reading sprints or my members live shows and things like that, I'm genuinely talking to people I wanted to talk to my entire life. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, people are going to be, oh my God, that's so parasocial. But I'm like, as I mentioned before, I had never growing up had like a family who would read and talk to me about books and things like that. But I'm like, I finally found like a community who I can just like be myself around and talk to. And it really does not matter to me if it's, through a screen like this. Because we're all like, I'm a living, breathing, flesh human being, and so are you. I mean, I could be lying. I could be lying. I mean, not all of me is human, I guess, just parts of me. But like, we're all like, oh my God, like, I know we're all behind the screen, but we're all real life people, and this is 2026, and I feel like I would not have met as many amazing people if it wasn't for the internet. The internet is both good and bad, but like, I would not have met as many great people if it wasn't for, like, could you imagine if your soulmate was like, born on a totally different country, and like, maybe mine is, I'm still looking for my soulmate, so maybe they are. And like, could you imagine if I was, who knows? And I'm just like, could you imagine if I only ever surround myself with the people who lived right next to me? In my bubble. I'm like, I need to branch out. Like, my people are not just right here. I need to go looking for them. So it's
too
weird.
Like, that's another one of the, like, I think big positives of BookTube too, is that we all read a book together, and you're getting perspectives on it from so many different places and experiences, and I think that that's so valuable.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like you as well would do this, but like, I value so many people's voices online. Like, I never say anyone is just a username. With like, whenever you bring a comment up at the bottom of the screen, and I say someone's profile picture, their username, right? That's a real life freaking person. That it's like, why would it be parasocial? Why would it be different? Just because we all live so far away, why should it be a problem? Because I value every single person's opinion who is brought up on the screen and is in the live chat right now as well. Like, you're all actually like, you're real people. It's like,
congratulations, guys!
Yay! Well done. You passed the test.
Yeah.
So I don't know I can't remember what my original point was there again. This is the thing with me. Sometimes I'll go into a bit of a spiel. And I'm like, what was I even talking about again?
Hey, isn't it Sanderson's whole thing is journey before destination, right? Like, the journey is important too.
Yeah. Sometimes the journey is better than the destination. It's like, sometimes it's better. So
hi T, you are late, but that is okay. You are still welcome.
absolutely welcome. You can be as late as you want.
Yeah, I mean, it is true, right? You definitely, the whole your vibe attracts your tribe kind of motto is very true to some degree, I think, because if you put out that kind of genuine, I'm excited to meet people, I'm excited to hear about other people's lives and opinions, that's kind of what you're going to end up surrounded with, which is pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah. And I understand as well if people do find it odd, like if they protect themselves. You're welcome. You're welcome.
We're here to
validate. Who needs therapy when you've got us, you know?
Exactly.
I think yeah, like I understand that people would be guarded about it. I can understand people would have different opinions on it. And that's something that coming onto the internet as well has been something that I have loved doing as well, because it's opened my eyes to other people's opinions and differences too. So like if someone does think, yeah, like I wouldn't want to meet someone offline. You know, if there was someone online and I didn't want to meet them, I genuinely I wouldn't have an opinion on that. A lot of the times I don't have an opinion on other people's actions or things that they do and stuff, because I'm like, they'll have genuine reasons not to want to be like someone on the internet who meets other people off the internet and stuff. They just maybe just want to like, I don't know, experience things in a different way. And that's always something that I'm very open to. I feel like since joining BookTube and listening to so many different voices, I'm like, I feel like over the years I've gotten better at not have an opinion on the way people do things. And I would hope that they wouldn't have that. And obviously you can't stop anyone having an opinion on anyone, but I feel like it's so relieving for me personally when someone says something now. I'm like, so if someone leaves a comment on my video and says something negative, the first thing I'll think of is they're right, but why are they right? You know what I mean? So like if say if it's something like say if I have an opinion on a book and they say I'm like, they experience it differently, or like maybe I misinterpreted something, right? Which I probably don't think that I did, but the first thing I'll say is about anything is they're right. So like when I had my reading stump as well, and I had people saying, you're not fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like when I'm in a reading stump, you're not fun to watch. And I go, you're right. Like you're genuinely right. I'm not right now. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like by starting off with that difference with someone is like, I mean, I don't think that would apply to everything, because I think there are genuine people who are not nice and they could say like nasty things. But I think just approaching every single comment that I've gotten over the years, because it gets you after a point, but when you do it for as long as we have done it, you have to just accept it, and you can't stop those comments. So I'm like, okay, you're right. You know what I mean? Like that has helped me so much, and it's taken so much weight off my shoulders as well. I don't want to argue with people. I don't want to contradict people, because everyone can watch something differently or take something differently. So my first thing is, you're right. And I think that helps. That really helps.
Well, and I
can't remember why I saw that.
being able to kind of like separate yourself from someone else's opinion too, like, you know, and I think as a booktuber, as an author, I can recognize that if somebody, you know, if I have a low energy video or somebody and something and somebody says, oh, that wasn't, you know, fun to watch for them. Yeah. Like, does that mean that I should feel horrible about myself for putting out a low? No. Like, you know, like I'm going to move on and try to focus on the next thing that I'm really excited about to put out on my channel, so that, you know, everybody can enjoy that. And oh, here we go.
Yeah. There was one thing I saw, because like sometimes I'll have people say, oh, you've ruffled people's feathers on Reddit, Gavin, like in the comments of my videos. I'm like, I don't want to look.
I'm not ruffling feathers on Reddit, honestly, though.
I know, but I do wish people would not write that on my comments of my video, because I don't want to know about it. Like, I don't want to know about it. But if someone says, oh, you ruffle feathers on Reddit, I'm going to want to look, because I'm only human, you know what I mean? So if someone leaves a comment on my video saying that, then I'm like, okay, what are they saying? I'll have to go and look then. So but that's on me as well. It's kind of like, I guess, an author pursuing negative reviews on themselves, you know, like they're going out their way to say that. So like, I'm glad there are spaces like where people can be honest about what they think about people. And like, I would rather them be able to vent and have a safe place to vent and talk about it amongst themselves. That's absolutely fine. It's just when like it's on the comments of my video, I'm like, take that to Reddit, take that to wherever you want. I don't want to know about it. But yeah, I'm glad people have spaces where they can talk, because I would rather them do it there.
I don't even have a Reddit account. I've never had one. I'm like, I've seen enough on the periphery that I'm like, that's not why I'm here. I can't.
Say, I love, there's like a Charmed Reddit. So Charmed is my favorite TV show of all time. And I do like the Charmed Reddit because there's usually people who are talking about, like there are like good communities that keep things alive after so long. So I do love the fact that Charmed, you know, it premiered like nearly 30 years ago now, and people are still talking about it. And I'm just like, this is, I love that. I love that so much. So I do love, I both love and hate Reddit, honestly. It can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't even looked at my list of questions, and we've been talking for an hour and a half. I love when that happens.
We're just going with the flow.
I love it. I was just wanting to make sure that I didn't miss anything that I was like, I really wanted to make, because we talked a little bit about, so one of the things you mentioned that I definitely wanted to chat with you about, because I've been kind of percolating on this a lot too the last couple months, was you made a comment in one of your videos recently that you wanted to try and give out more 5 stars in 2026. So, and that kind of ties into a little bit of what we've been talking about with, you know, our reading experiences changing based on being a content creator and all of this stuff. I'm curious about what do you think is so elusive about 5-star for us? Because like I'm very similar to you, where I'm like, if I give something a 5-star, like it's gonna earn it, right? And I know a lot of other booktubers who, like, people are like, oh, they only give everything is 4 and 5 stars, you know. So there's definitely the full spectrum of reactions to things, but 5 stars are elusive for me too. Like, why do you think that is, and what do you think is the barrier? Are we being too critical?
You know what? I think we are. I think we are, definitely, because with 5 stars, sometimes I feel like if it's a 5-star, it has to be a favorite book of all time. It has to be a new favorite, because a lot of my favorite books of all time, I have given 5 stars. So I'm like, well, obviously, but like, you know, when you're putting something on the same pedestal as a favorite book of all time,
comparing it.
Yeah, I'm comparing too much. You know, I'm comparing too much to that. And you know what's really helped me with that as well is doing things like reading all of Stephen King, reading all of Discworld, because I'm comparing within that body of work. And I'm like, okay, so this is with the first few Discworld books, I think I gave the first book 3 stars, because I was like, I think this is really good, but this is where I kind of want to, like, this is the jumping off point for the series. It's good, but I think we can do better. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, so I'm treating that as its own separate entity. What I'm rating the Discworld books is going to stay within the Discworld books kind of thing. Because if I give a Discworld book, I mean, I've only read 4 so far, but if I've given one that's like 2.5, that sounds really low, but it's really not. It's like the midpoint as well. You know what I mean?
You can only go up from there.
Exactly. And even then, it's like with Stephen King as well, I do give some Stephen King books 5 stars. And I think I gave one a 5 stars that I'm like, okay, this is a 5-star Stephen King book, but is it a 5-star book of all time? And that helped me, because I was like, this is a 5-star Stephen King book, but like, why can't it just be a 5-star? I obviously loved it enough to give it a 5-star within Stephen King's world. Why can't it just be a 5-star? And yeah, I think it's because, and even then, I don't even really know what my favorite books of all time are half the time. I'm always thinking about that. I'm like, what is it? What are they? And so I like say like Lord of the Rings, like that is like 5-star for me now. And yeah, that's definitely up there, and definitely an all-time favorite. So I'm like, but is this as good as Lord of the Rings? Well, no, because it's a totally different thing. Lord of the Rings is an epic fantasy series. It's a bit of a classic now. It's so legendary. Will anything really compare, to be honest? And that is kind of a sobering thought, because I'm like, well, if nothing will ever compare, then can I
That's
ever
so
find a
depressing.
5-star again? It's so depressing. Like, does that mean there'll never be a 5-star?
Really quick, Gavin.
I know. I always do. Honestly, I always lower the tone.
I feel like we need
always.
glasses of wine now.
Look, I'll grab the glasses. I'll grab some glasses right now. I've got, actually, I do have quite a few bottles because I got quite a few for Christmas. And I'm like, how much do my family? Well, it is, but I'm like, how much do you think I drink? Like, oh my gosh, I have so much now. Overflowing.
I always have my giant mason jar while I'm talking. And the number of times people ask me if I'm drinking moonshine cracks me up. I'm like, guys, it is just, I would not be coherent if I was drinking this much moonshine during a chat.
You know what? I have never had moonshine before as well. I don't think. It's definitely an American thing though, isn't it? Oh, no? I
came from a family that didn't drink very heavily. And it was actually kind of funny because I got my parents into wine. But I've never had moonshine. But I live in an area where there is a lot of kind of culture that, there's definitely that around. So I'm, it'll happen someday, maybe.
Yeah, a whole.
I don't know how excited I am about it, to be honest. I'm like, I have my favorites now. I'm 34. I have my palette set, of what I like.
Yeah, fair. I know. Well, another thing as well is I love that we're the same age as well. I really do feel like chatting to people my own age as well. It's like, oh, 91? I love it so much. Yeah, 91. No, 92. Sorry.
90, oh, okay. All right.
I was like, so I forgot my own age. Yeah, I turned 34 in May. In May.
Okay. So what day? That's right. Your birthday's in May too. Mine is also in May.
Mine's 7th.
23rd. So we are the same age for 15 days.
For two and a bit weeks, and that's it. Well,
I'll let you know how 35 is when I get there.
Thank you. I need to know. I need to know so badly.
I keep getting these. You know how the algorithm just likes to troll you. So Instagram is now sending me all of these reels of these two people running, and the first one has 34-year-olds. Or 1991, and the second person has age 35, and it's chasing him across the screen. And I'm just like, thanks, Instagram, I appreciate that.
Yeah, the reels are rather sobering as well. I know I lowered the tone before, but hey, May babies.
May babies. Yep.
I love that. Oh, so are you a Taurus, or do you just miss being a Taurus? You're a Gemini. Okay, fair.
For the amount of stock I put in that, makes sense. Yeah.
I can't, I'm very bad. We've got quite a few people born in May in this chat. I love it. I'm very bad with star signs, but I don't know what my earth sign is Taurus, but I'm a Cancer moon and Cancer rising, which is apparently double emotional. And it's so true. I am a very emotional person.
Yeah.
But moonshine. 5 stars. We were talking about 5 stars.
We're doing great.
Yeah, I love all the little rabbit holes we're going down.
I love it so
much. So back to the 5 stars then.
Yes.
I just feel like, why are we gatekeeping the 5 stars? It does not need to be a favorite book of all time. It just has to be something that brought you joy and you enjoyed it so much that you would consider, you would always remember it for whatever reason.
Reread it, recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something, if I can recommend, sometimes I feel like it's a 5-star, but I can't recommend this. This is too much or whatever. But it always depends on the person.
Is it a me 5-star? Is it an everybody else 5-star?
Yes, and that's actually something that I love, that Kayla from Books and Lala, she reads a lot of weird books as well, but she's always like, I don't recommend this to everyone, but this is one of her favorite books or whatever. And I do love that. And one, it makes me very intrigued. Why would you say that? Why do you think that? And two, it gives a really good sense of someone's reading taste. And I am someone, I think my reading taste is all over the place. I don't think anyone could ever pinpoint what my actual reading tastes are, because I'm just a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But I guess Gavin Reads It All. The there are some things I don't really read as aptly named, but I guess I don't read enough nonfiction, for instance. I do like sci-fi, but I haven't really read enough of it.
Yeah.
There's definitely gaps in there, but yeah, I do think 5 stars can be an indication of someone's taste, but it can also just be an indication of, the people's like lives in a way, which is probably also really deep. I feel like I do need a glass of wine, but like it's like it can kind of tell a life story sometimes, people's 5 stars, like you love all of these, well, not you personally, because I don't think you like romance, but like the romances, like if someone's favorite books are like a whole bunch of romances and then they've got like fantasy on there and they've got like a little bit of horror and stuff, I'm like,
you can see the faces they're going through.
Yeah. So I kind of love that. Or maybe if it's a book that came out like 20 years ago that they read when they were a teenager or a kid, and I'm like, oh, like, why was that your favorite? And, I just feel like sometimes it can tell a good story on a person.
Yeah. It was, so I actually went through your story graph a little bit ago because I was like, I'm always curious to see the overlapping 5 stars that I have with people. And I'm so mad because I had an entire Microsoft Word document written out with all of our overlapping 5 stars. And my computer updated and ate it.
No.
But I did remember chuckling to myself because I'm scrolling and it's like One Piece and then there'd be a book and then One Piece and then a book. So other than being One Piece, what makes a book a 5-star read for you?
It's something that...
Can you pinpoint anything?
Just something that I just... Yes, a lot of the times it is. So my friend G from Book Roast, she does this core-pile spreadsheet.
Yeah.
You've heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so for people who don't know, it's essentially you break down your rating for a book into 7 categories. I think it's characters, atmosphere, writing, plot, intrigue, logic, and enjoyment. So
really
that is...
remember that.
It's because I've used it for like years and stuff. But like, so that's like a breakdown of all the different facets of a book. So like maybe a book will have terrible characters I give like 3 stars, but like you give it 7 for the plot, or you give it like a 10 for enjoyment. I always look at the enjoyment the most.
Yes.
So a book can have the worst characters, can have the worst plot, but if I enjoyed that book in any way, shape, or form, then I would always look at the enjoyment over everything else. It could give me a totally different average. Like the overall average could come out at like 4.26 out of 10. But if the enjoyment is a 10, it's a 5-star. It has to always be enjoyment over everything else. And that can come from vibes. Sometimes I love turning my brain off and not have to think about it too deeply. But sometimes I love books where it does make me think deeply and it does challenge me as a reader. So it really does matter. Well, it really does. It's hard to pinpoint. It's so hard. Yeah. Something I love in one book might be something that I hated in another. You know what I mean? I feel like every single book can be so subjective. It can make me look like a hypocrite sometimes if I'm reviewing a book and I'm like, I loved it in this book, I hated it in this. You know what I mean?
If we have like, I love a self-sacrifice and loyalty theme. Love it. I love it. It's how it's handled. Right? Like it's so different in every book that just because, does the book have more of a likelihood for me to like it? Probably. But how's it handled? How is it written? Like, do I, so even with themes that we typically gravitate towards, like found family is a big one for pretty much everybody on BookTube, which makes sense. But again, was it a very engaging found family? Like, how do we feel about all the characters? Is it just it's a found family, but I didn't like how it was handled.
Yeah, and that's honestly so valid. know, it's so valid. So it is very dependent. But do you feel like now you're going to be able to move forward in 2026 and give out more 5 stars yourself?
Well, as soon as I heard you say that in your vlog, I was like, yeah, I need that is one of my goals in 2026 is to just and not just that, but not force myself. I'm going to DNF faster this year too.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
And just, if I'm like, I don't know that this is going to be a read that I really enjoy, I'm just going to put it down, and that's okay.
are so okay. You should not be wasting your time with something you know you're not enjoying. And I know some people say, oh, but maybe like it gets better towards the end. Maybe it'll be worth it in the end and stuff. But I'm just like, but you could spend that time reading the rest of that book, reading
else
something you
love.
do enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm glad that you're going to be doing that. I'm glad you're doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. You know what, Derry? It's on my, I'm going to try and get to it this year, I promise.
Our TBRs are so long. We've got so many.
We're trying, guys.
Yeah.
I have like 618 unread physical books, I think, at last I counted.
Wow.
I'm working on it. This is a good one too. Sucker for the Hand of the King's shadowy bodyguard has to choose between love and duty. That's a good theme too.
Yeah. I like that.
You know, this is a good point, Derry. Is it about giving more 5 stars or reading more 5 stars? Like intentionally seeking out books that we think are going to be 5-star reads. I think there's a good point.
Oh, honestly, that's again like, a little bit too deep.
Now who's getting deep?
You know, literally, I feel like you know what, next time we do this, because I want to make Motley Crue history. Wait, actually, have you had someone on Motley Crue twice?
Yes, I'm trying to remember who. I think just Alan's been on once. I'm trying to think. I was trying to get Murphy's been super busy. I'm going to try and get her on again because it has been a while.
Yeah, I think it was like 2022. I've done my research. I think it was November 2022.
See, this is why we have people. I have people on the channel because they can tell me my channel history better than I don't know. Yeah, I think it's so funny when like I've been spending, I mean, I watch a lot of your channel content anyway, but the last couple of days I've been catching up on a few things and going back and watching other ones. And you're over here watching all the Motley or looking up all the Motley Crue stuff. And like we do our research over here on BookTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you, because you do this a lot. Well, you know, this is episode number 47 after all. So you have done this a lot before. So I do imagine you probably try to get as much info about your guest as possible so you can have that easy flow of conversation. But I bet you every single guest is like kind of doing the same thing as well with you. It's just like, oh, I'm just going to do like a little bit of a deep dive myself. It's like, it's unspoken. I feel like Brian did that as well. But before I went on Brian's channel, I believe he said something about watching some of my videos, and I was like, Brian, I was doing the same with you too.
Yeah. Well, and Brian really, like, he does some deep dive research, which is awesome. He always has great questions. I always try to come into it with like, I ask people on the there's so many people that I cannot wait to talk to because there are so many cool people on BookTube, but I genuinely go into these like, okay, I don't know this person. I haven't had the chance to like talk to them face to face before. But I go into it like, all right, let's make a new friend today. Like I love, I'm such an extrovert. I'm sorry to all my introverts. I love you all. Because I'm like friends, man. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fun to go. And it's fun to go back. Like I went back and I watched your first book haul, your BookTuber intro. And I know you loved it. So I wanted to make sure I got that in.
The worst, honestly, when I think about that though,
Gavin.
It is. No, yeah, I get it. I never thought I would be in a position where I would look, because even when I did that first video, I was like, oh, this is the best thing in the world. Like I'm so glad I'm doing this. And I never thought I would get to that point where I would look back on that, and it's been so long, it's been so many years, and I'm like, I look back in shame. It's terribly lit. The sound quality is terrible. Oh, it's just,
you know what,
and I come across as a weirdo. Do you think?
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, if you, my first video, I mean,
I get it.
You got to start somewhere, you know? Like I edited all of my videos on an iPhone 7 until 2022. So like,
I love that.
You know, you gotta, that's the canon.
Gotta do
the channel lore.
Oh, yeah. Someone better be writing this down because we need that.
We need a channel Bible of all of the lore. Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. I would read that cover to cover.
That's true. Really. Yes, I have had Jacob and John on, and I've had Jacob, John, and Amy on. So I've had 3 Minton, and I'm also having Amy on, just the 2 of us. We're going to have a girls' night sometime.
When?
February.
Oh,
very excited.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that.
She's taking over the Talking Story channel to do a Motley Crew with me, so I'm very excited about it.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Yeah,
please.
She's such a she's so cool.
Yeah, so lovely. The Mintons themselves were just like so absolutely wonderful. They sent me their book and I read it and I really enjoyed it, and I mentioned it in my All Fantasy Bingo video, and I did have Amy comment on the video. She was so lovely. I was like, oh my
she's
god,
so sweet. Yeah, she's awesome. So I have to bring up, because I'm even in, that is my computer, not my camera. So hold on. Ankh-Morpork City Watch t-shirt.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I should have worn my one Discworld jumper. I had one.
How many like book related shirts and hoodies do you have? Because I'm impressed.
Well, I've literally just bought a couple more because the books that I just got is related to the reading vlog that I'm about to do. And I did buy a couple of shirts from Etsy from that fandom so that I can do, but that's exactly what I did with Discworld, is that when I started it, I hadn't even started the Facebook. I might have hated it. I could have hated it. And I went to the official Discworld, I think it's Discworld Emporium website, went to there and I bought the hoodie because I loved the look of the hoodie. It was, Death holding the kitty. Oh my God, I loved it so much. And I would have worn it anyway, even if I hated it. But that's what I do sometimes is I think, okay, for a video, I need to think about production. I need to think about costuming. I need to think about this, that, and the other. And costuming is a big part of it. I like to wear something that will represent that thing. So yeah, with the Discworld, I went out and bought that. So I do have now quite a few book-related, fandom-related shirts and jumpers, just because I'm like, this is for a video. I'll put it on the expenses.
Yeah, that's the nice part, right? Is we can be like, oh yeah, that's connected to the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
I like you reading Guards is on my most anticipated reads of 2026. Okay,
I know,
like,
and
that's how excited I am, and I know that. Please don't feel pressure. I'm just excited. No matter what.
Honestly, I just wished I'd read it before our chat today, because I've been putting it off because I did want to continue the Discworld. I have up to book 10. I feel like a lot of people want me to read Gods ASAP. That is the one I've heard the most about, and I am very excited to read it. But yeah, I wanted to read it before this chat because I remember you saying how excited you were about it. And I was like, oh, I want to do it, and I will be getting to it.
Haven't like way over like
hyped it.
Yeah. It's funny though, because when I read Guards in January of 2024, and I didn't realize how much that series was going to mean to me until I got into Men at Arms, the second one.
Right. Okay.
I love Guards. I'm excited to reread it. But that wasn't the one where I was like, this is going to be an all-time series for me. I really liked it. I was excited to read more. And then I got into Men at Arms, and the cast kind of expands a little bit, and you get the Motley Crew even more. And I'm just, it's my favorite fantasy series of all time now. So
I love that.
I love it so much.
Can you tell me why you started reading Discworld?
Alan. So Alan was a big fan, and I also have several friends that are mass dairy. I mean, like people who are in my circle all the time who are massive Discworld fans, and Alan talking about Guards, and I was like, I want to try Discworld, and I didn't know where to start. I knew I didn't want to start at the beginning because everybody's like, which I've now read Color of Magic. I think it gets a bad rap, personally, a little bit. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is.
Definitely not.
Rincewind and Two Flowers, just their whole dynamic is just, I love them.
It was brilliant.
Is a Grumpy Sunshine perfect?
Oh, and I love that trope so much. Honestly, and a lot of people were telling me as well not to stop from the beginning, but I was like, I need to read all the Discworld, and if I'm going to do it, I need to do it in order. But I think even Terry Pratchett himself said, don't start with the Color of Magic, because I was watching. I think it was Jess of the Shire. She's done this like Discworld, like how-to guide kind of thing. And it's a really good video. And she was like, yeah, you can do it in this order. But like you can also do it this order. But Terry Pratchett also recommended not doing it in publication order as well. And I was just like, but like, yeah, it definitely got a bad rep. I found The Color of Magic so funny. And even like the first 4 books, because there was like Color Magic, Life Fantastic. Was it? It's not Weird
Mort?
Sisters, is it? Mort is in there. There is a witches novel, the first witches novel. I can't remember what the first.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not Weird Sisters. It's some, because I think Weird Sisters is in the Equal. Yes, that's it. That's it. And I enjoyed all of them. I thought they were all good. But like, I'm glad I saw it there, because we can only go up from there. Yeah. And I'm so excited to get to the next one. But like, sometimes it does need to come in at the right time too. Like, because I feel like I juggle maybe a little bit too much when it comes to like different series that I do. But I am majorly cutting down on that this year, because the top priorities are Stephen King and Discworld, is in like the series that I'm tackling. So Discworld is definitely up there. And I did choose Discworld over Brandon Sanderson. I was going to do all of Brandon Sanderson, but I really wanted to experience Discworld. It's something that's always been in my periphery growing up. I never tried it. I've always known of Terry Pratchett, sounded like an amazing man. And I was so gutted that I didn't get on the hype train when I was younger, or anything like that. So I feel like a lot of us, Tori, I don't know if you feel this way as well, but a lot of my like adult life now as a reader is catching up to things that I thought I missed out on when I was younger. So Discworld is one of them, but also Stephen King is one of them too. You know, I feel like I missed out on reading a lot of Stephen King when I was like a teenager or like in my 20s. So I just feel like I'm just playing catch up at this point. And I can't read fast enough for it as well. Like I'm a fast reader, but even then I still don't feel fast enough to, you know, get where I want to be. Like I want to read all the Discworld like ASAP, and I'm still only 4 books deep. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I need to fit everything in. I can't just do Discworld videos. I need to space them out, because I also need my other vlogs to help, you know, and so it's just like, oh gosh, but I would love to just like sit and binge them all.
I'm really excited. Well, and I think too, like there is something to be said. And I don't know, chat, if you are seeing, Gavin, your video is a little bit freezy. I don't know if that's me or you.
Oh, it's not me.
I don't know. It's fine. It's totally fine. We can still hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I feel like I'm catching up a little bit. I don't pressure myself too much to read things that like I'm not that interested in, I guess. Like if there's something that I'm like, oh yeah, I never read that and it's a big fantasy thing, but I'm just like, Wheel of Time is a great example of that. I will probably never read Wheel of Time, and that's okay. I enjoy listening to people talk about it. I know it's a series that I would not enjoy reading, so I just have left it alone and let the fandom enjoy it. But yeah, it's now I'm like, okay, where did that start? What was the original question?
Playing catch up.
Yeah, playing catch up. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we're always playing catch up because stuff is coming out constantly.
That's so true.
You can't keep up. I mean, we're going back and like we're reading War and Peace and Les Mis because we're trying to keep up, for heaven's sakes. Like
yeah, and how long ago did they come out? You know, it's like
ages.
hundreds of years at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when this came out, actually, since I have it right here. We are looking at 1828. 1828.
That was like 200 years ago. 200 years.
That is a long time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like the classics that I read as well. I'm like, I miss out on so many classics. Yeah. So many that people tell me, oh, you definitely should have read this by now. And I know I should have, but I haven't.
Yeah.
But Wheel of Time is so fair as well. Wheel of Time is, I only ever read the first and then the last book. I didn't read the books in the middle. So like sometimes I feel like you could also do that. Yeah. It was a choice. It was for a really dumb video, because I did the same thing. I did the same thing with the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I read the first book and then the last book. I didn't read the books in the middle, and it is confusing. But I actually enjoyed the 2 Wheel of Time books that I read. But I was like, I'm not doing the middle books.
There's just, I mean, the thing that's so tricky, I think, is especially with fantasy, because the books are so much longer, typically speaking.
Like, they are.
And then people are like, yeah, I mean, if you just get to book like 7, it's amazing. You're like, Look, listen, Linda.
Yeah.
That's too much.
It's like people saying about a TV show, oh, it gets good at the 5th season or whatever. It's just like, yeah, but like, do I have time to go through the first 4 to get there, to get the good stuff? It's a commitment.
So I know that you have a hard time narrowing down like your favorite books, but if I were to say roughly your top 5 classics, go.
Ooh, classic. Okay. The Italian by Anne Radcliffe.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Great Gothic melodramatic classic.
Okay.
The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Okay.
And then you're going to be like, oh, everyone says this, but Frankenstein.
No, it's on mine too.
Yay. Okay, good. Dracula.
Okay.
I would say is in the top 5.
Ooh.
And then the 5th one, probably Jane Austen. Probably Emma. Emma by Jane Austen will probably be up there as well.
I like people. It seems like a lot of people are really hard on Emma as a book as one of the Jane Austen books. So I'm happy when I hear it on somebody's list.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, because I find it funny, but a lot of people don't like Emma because I think they just don't like Emma as a person. And I'm like, well, sometimes I don't have to love a character to really love them, Oh no. Have I frozen?
Enjoy the book. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. I am plugged into the Ethernet and it says that my connection is lost. That's not good.
I can see and hear you, okay? I thought I froze there.
Okay. Dear technology.
Yeah, these things try us, these things really do set out to hinder us, but we will not let them win.
We will not let them win. Here's what we're going to do, okay? This is my audience will love this. Gavin, do you want to take over my channel for like a minute while I refresh this?
I've always wanted to do this.
He's been ready.
Always. I'm born ready. You sort yourself out. I'm on it.
I'll be right back.
Perfect. See, I've got the fireworks and everything. Tobu, do you want to come here and say hello to everyone? Tobu, no, he just ran away. Wow. Okay. Hi. I am Tori, and yeah. So, hey, say you were barely gone.
I'm sorry. I should have given you more of a moment there.
I know.
More of a moment.
Well, you still can. Just. Okay.
I'll just say bye, guys. Motley Crew chat with Gavin.
Gavin Talks. I love that. My new channel name.
I mean,
that's my new channel.
It does like give you kind of a wide range of possibilities. It does.
Exactly. If I wanted to start doing gaming content, then I could.
Gavin Games.
Gavin Games, Gavin Talks, Gavin Walks. Just anything.
Gavin, yeah, you just watch. It's just clips of you walking to fitness and back.
Oh, I feel like the people would love that.
They honestly, you could just talk about life on your way back and forth. They'd love it.
Oh,
viral.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I'll sign up for it. I'll sign up for it.
Retire.
I'll retire. Did you have your top 5 classics, or did you want to say anything about mine? Did you want to say like my top 5 are so amazing? Or
fabulous choices. I approve. Not that you need my approval, but
I do. No, I do.
I get that. I feel that. So I just read Dracula last year in October. And I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed specifically the first half a lot. The second half, I had some like stupid people doing really stupid things, complaints. But that opening, especially for a classic, I feel like when people think of classics, sometimes erroneously, but they'll come in and they'll be like, yeah, this is going to be so slow. It's going to be so dense. And like Dracula kind of blows that expectation out of the water. Because that opening is so bone chilling and terrifying. And like, I mean, for those that haven't read it yet, but when you're in Dracula's castle with Jonathan, man, oh boy, I was like, I don't get creeped out by like classics too often.
No, I get it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Great surprise. And if you are ever in the UK and you can go to Whitby, where Dracula is set, or like at least parts of Dracula is set,
I would love to
Honestly,
come to the UK.
you would have the best time in Whitby. There's like a whole Dracula experience. There is someone in a Dracula costume who jumps out at you. It's great. It is
See,
so good.
I have such a fight reflex. Like I have to be really
Even better.
I can't do haunted house. I'm terrified that I'm gonna like hurt somebody.
Even better. I'll film it. I'll film you
Just follow
literally
around with the
attacking.
camera.
Yeah, and I'll have you attacking the guy in the Dracula costume.
Tori
It'll go.
attacks Dracula. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that could be the vlog name. That could be the vlog name.
When I come to the
Love
UK,
it.
we'll put it on the bucket list.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is, I will promise I will get, thank you, Michelle, for asking. I will definitely get back to this, but I just wanted to quickly mention, I've never been out of the US. I want so badly. It's going to happen. I'm so excited to travel. But I love kind of vicariously getting to visit different places through your vlogs. It's amazing. But yeah, I would love to visit the UK.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. I will welcome you. Like, since I am essentially in charge of all of the UK, you are welcome. All
Fabulous.
of the UK. I'm above the king, above
I'll send
government.
you all my paperwork.
You will, you know what? I will send a private jet. The private jet will come pick you up. It's all good.
It also, like, thank you for sharing that this was on Jimmy's chat, I think, because I rewatched a little bit of that recently. And you mentioned that you are afraid of the idea of like, I can't just get up and leave. So like space or the sea or flying, or I have a massive phobia of flying. And so when you were like, yeah, I'm afraid of being in an airplane and stuff, I was like, okay, I'm really glad I'm not the only one who like really wants to go places. And also like, I'm gonna need some serious anxiety coping mechanisms in that airplane.
No, I get it. I totally get it. And I feel like you will get there as well. Because it is terrifying because you always think of the worst thing that's going to happen. But when you think about it as well, but like the best thing is going to happen when you get there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so easy to hold yourself back because of fears of things. I totally understand that, like, so much. And I can only imagine now, had I never shook that fear off. I mean, I'm still like, there's always something in the back of my mind where I'm like, something bad's going to happen. But like, if I had never, ever told that voice to shut up, you know, I never would have gone to China or Japan or seen all the amazing places. And I'm like, I never want to get to a point in my life where I'm so regretful that I didn't do that.
Right.
And so it's like, I totally get it. I do. And it will take time. And, you know, I feel like it might help, you know, traveling with someone and going on an airplane with someone. And, you know, I always feel like baby steps is definitely so important.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I feel like fear holds so many people back from taking the leap, you know, so.
It does. Yeah. And, you know, it's one of those things where I'm in a completely different place now than I was even 5-6 years ago. I mean, like, to be able to put myself out there and do things. And I've talked about this a little bit on my channel before, but like in 2020 to like 2021, I couldn't go to the grocery store by myself. Like I've worked so hard on my anxiety in the last 5 years. And I'm really proud of the fact that now that I'm so much more comfortable and capable of putting myself out there and just like having all these different experiences. And that's been, when you're in the middle of it and you kind of are looking, you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get past this. I don't know what life looks like outside of this. And then you get there and you're like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Do you think doing what you do on YouTube has helped with that?
Definitely.
Because you have to put yourself out to thousands of people. So I feel like it's like a safe way of doing it. Well, you know, as safe as possibly can be of getting yourself out there. So I'm glad that it has helped then. And
it definitely has. Yeah, it definitely has.
I was just going to say, like, as you continue to grow as well, and, you know, I feel like it's only going to hopefully help to continue to help you push yourself even further and stuff. So, like for the really big things, you'll definitely get there.
Yeah. And honestly, like, too, as a, you know, my kids have been a big part of that too, because I have worked really hard to try to not project my own anxieties onto them, because I don't want them, you know, to grow up being like, oh yeah, that thing is scary, you know.
Yeah.
I have a massive phobia of snakes, and my kids have always been fascinated by animals, and so we'd go to the little like mini zoos or whatever, and it was to the point where I'd have a full-on physical reaction if I even saw one in a room.
Right. Yeah.
And I can be in a room as long as they're behind glass, I'm good. Like,
yeah.
You know, and I've been really proud of the fact that like my children really enjoy them, and they don't have that same fear.
That's good.
So they've definitely helped me try to like adult up a little bit.
Yes.
Just be like, yeah, it's just a snake, Mom. Yeah.
No, I get that, because my mum, she's terrified of spiders, and she would have the biggest reactions to spiders as a kid. And I feel like I was more scared of her reacting to a spider than I was of a spider. But as I grew up, I also thought that I was, and maybe I am still kind of scared of spiders, but like the way that my mum used to go on, it felt like they were going to kill her. You know, like that's the way that she would react. And that's something that did stick with me as I was growing up. So every time I saw a spider, I would also react in that way. But obviously, like now, I'm like, I mean, sure, I might get a jump scare if I see one. Sure. And if they've got really long legs, then I do get a little bit creeped out. But, you know, the harmless, I feel like a lot of fears can seem irrational, but like in our brains, it is rational. Right. So it's totally understandable, you know, people's reactions to snakes and stuff, because like, again, it's the possibility that they could hurt you. Like sometimes I'm scared of dogs. I love dogs so much, but sometimes I'm scared of them because they could still hurt you. So I think it's always good to have a little bit of wariness and still yeah, exactly. So it's good to like keep level-headed about it. And you know, you just never know. But
this is a good point, too. I have visited a lot of the states in the U.S., so I have like been around my country quite a lot. And it is like there's, you know, there's so many different cultures within the U.S. So it is funny because I forget how normal driving long distances is for me than it isn't for other people. Like my husband and I just drove down to Dragonsteel for the convention in early December. It was 19 hours both ways driving.
Wow. Oh my God.
And I don't even know like how far could you get in Europe in 19 hours?
Well, it does not take 19 hours to get from the top to the bottom of the UK. I do not think. I feel like, you know, actually I need to Google this now. I'm going to quickly Google.
We got to know. We got to know for sure.
How long does it take to drive the entire top to bottom UK? I probably said that in such a... Okay, it's 15 to 16 hours, apparently, for the entire United Kingdom, from the top to the bottom, apparently, on Google. Or traveling by car will take about, roughly 14. So I would say 14 to 16 hours from the top to the bottom of the UK.
And,
yeah. So it's, the fact it's 19 hours is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like we just got in the car and we put on our audiobooks. We finished the City Watch books on our drive down. So one of the things, and I think this definitely keys into how much I love the series, is I struggle with audiobooks. And one of the things that we've been doing is my husband and I started listening to the City Watch together with the John Culshaw versions.
Nice, yeah.
And oh my goodness, like having that shared experience of this was something that we did even on a date night. We'd just sit in bed and we'd put on like, you know, whichever Terry Pratchett book we were on and listen for like half an hour to an hour before bed. And so that definitely feeds into like how much I love the series on its own, but I think listening through it with Ben definitely made a big difference. But yeah, I can't wait to read them. But classics, I promised Michelle I didn't forget. Frankenstein is definitely on there. Man, so many good ones. How far back are we talking? Like, do we want to go like classics, or are we talking like mid 1900s and back?
I mean, I would consider mid 1900s. Okay. I would say probably like 1950. I think would maybe be my cutoff. Maybe.
Yeah. So if we're talking 1950s and earlier, we're going to go Frankenstein, which is my favorite classic of all time, and Mary Shelley as a 16-year-old like sci-fi author is just, she's wow.
Incredible. Do you know about her mother as well? Do you know about Mary Wollstonecraft? Yeah, I did my dissertation on Anne Radcliffe, who is the author of The Italian and The Mysteries of Udolpho. And Anne Radcliffe was a contemporary of Mary
Wollstonecraft.
Wollstonecraft, yes. I keep getting them mixed up because like Mary Shelley, Mary Wollstonecraft. But Mary Wollstonecraft, she was such an amazing pioneer for the rights of women in the 1790s. And she had this manifesto called A Vindication of the Rights of Women as a response to someone writing A Vindication of the Rights of Man or something like that. And oh my gosh, like the things that she spoke about, like Mary Shelley's mother was incredible herself. So I'm not surprised that Mary Shelley's mother, or like at least Mary Shelley, learned so much from her mother in like changing and shaping people's view of women in literature as well. And that's why one of the reasons why I love Anne Radcliffe as well is because she was a pioneer of the Gothic genre in general. And she pretty much changed the game. She wasn't the first Gothic writer, but she changed the game. And she was, I'm just so fascinated by that whole like 1790s to like early 1800s, because that's when like Frankenstein comes out and Mary Shelley and stuff comes in the scene. But it's like that whole connection thing there, Anne Radcliffe to Mary Wollstonecraft to Mary Shelley. Oh, it's just, I love it.
That was your dissertation. That is something that I would love to like read. So I think, is it in Northanger Abbey that Jane Austen mentions Udolpho?
Yeah, she parodies it. And you know what? She does a very good parody of it as well. She's so good at that.
I was surprised. So Northanger Abbey is the first Jane Austen I've read. I grew up on all the adaptations. I can quote the 6-hour Pride and Prejudice pretty much from memory. That was my mom and my comfort watch. So I have seen it a million times. But I'd never read the books. And so last year I picked up Northanger Abbey. I'm going to read Persuasion this year for sure. And I loved Northanger Abbey. I didn't know much about it going in. And I really enjoyed it a lot. It was, I don't love when authors break the fourth wall always. But I mean, it's Jane, like she's so funny with it. And it's so, you can't, it was very good.
I think it's because she also like, she does tackle like the classic Gothic convention. So even if you hadn't read Udolpho or anything like that, I feel like because it's such a universal kind of parody of the Gothic that I feel like you wouldn't have to read it to enjoy it. So I do love the fact that it is essentially a direct parody, because there's like there's like a couple of scenes that is just completely taken from Udolpho. That's just so good and so funny. But yeah, no, I'm so glad you still enjoyed it despite.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Well, and it made me want to read The Mysteries of Udolpho, because I think I had heard it in periphery. Yeah, and I have it on my TBR as like if I'm ever feeling particularly academic,
yes,
I'm gonna pick this up. I don't know when that will be. Maybe not while I have children in my house, because I don't find myself in particularly academic moods very often.
And it's very, you'd have to be in a very descriptive mood as well, because Anne Radcliffe, she loves description. The Italian is shorter. In my opinion, it's better than Udolpho. It's a lot more to the point. That one
really intrigued me when you were talking about it. Yeah.
It's from what I need to reread it, because I'm worried that my memory of it is not like I'm recommending it all the time. Sometimes I look on Goodreads and some people put like very negative reviews of it. I'm like, is it actually bad? Because I loved it when I read it at uni, but if I read it now, is it still bad? I do forget a lot about books, but there are some parts of that book that I just remember for life, because it is very over dramatic, and I love that. And that might be what puts people off as well. It's over dramatic, but it's entertaining. It is
right.
I mean, I would say it's fun, but it's like it's like a soap opera as well. You know, it's juicy. You know, it's so juicy.
There's a lot there. Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious. I think once I got past English literature as a degree for me, also kind of it took me a while to fall in love with classics again, and it took me a while to fall in love with, I mean, reading in general. And I had kind of a double whammy where I came out of college. I had just gotten my English degree. I was a theater minor, so it was like we're reading plays and literature all the time. And then I had my first child senior year of college, and so I was like a young mom. There was no reading. Like, reading was not happening. But I've slowly come back to really falling in love with classics again, and I don't want them all the time. But like, you kept saying this in your Les Mis vlog, and I've been doing this with War and Peace already. It's almost like there's that little bit of you that says people need to write like this again. Like, some of the sections of War and Peace already that I'm just like, this is just beautiful writing, and it's so evocative, and it's so like, it's so good. So far.
No, I totally agree. And even if authors don't write, I mean, I do love being able to read a book and just like switch off and just like enjoy what it is. But yeah, I do feel like there's something about reading something that makes you think a little bit more and engages you in a totally different way. It is so needed. So I would hope that maybe if people don't really like classics, that's again like such a fair point. Not everyone's going to like classics. But I feel like there's just something about them in what they're talking about. It is such an amazing look into the past. And I do feel like, I mean, I'm not really a big history person, but I always find it so important to see what the authors were saying at the time. So like, I do like a lot of Charles Dickens as well, because I do love when he is commenting on poverty of the time and like how, and especially like orphans, like he was very good at writing orphans and things like that in class. And I feel like definitely examining class, because there's actually another classic that I love called North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It is so good. And it's about like the North and South, like kind of divide in a way. And it really does look at like the class system. And it's such a great like vehicle into that, because the main character herself, I think she was, it's been so long since I read it, I think she was called like Margaret Hale or something like that. And like, it's all explored through like her. And it's like, it's so beautifully written, the way that themes are embodied in actual characters and how that unfolds. It just feels like very purposeful. And it's like, it's saying something, and it's a commentary on so many different things. And again, I if you want to read like an Emily Henry romance, again, like that is amazing. And I love that people can like enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. But I do feel like sometimes it's just like so good to just think back to the world, because books do reflect the world, and to see, like, say the Victorian period or what have you. I feel like it's just nice to like, well, I say nice. It's like good to remember the past and see like how far we've come as well.
Very important.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, one, so that history doesn't repeat itself, but two, history is repeating itself a lot of the time. Some things we haven't learned as humans, and I feel like it's just always so important to keep that in mind when reading as well. And I think classics can sometimes it just scratches an itch, that I feel like is missing from contemporary books of today. So it's just like a different time. I love looking at the past a lot of the times. I do.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it is nice to view it, step out of the lens of our modern day and look at it through a lens of a different time period in history. I think that makes it, as fantasy does that to a certain extent too, where it allows you to kind of look at things from just a different vantage point. And that's really helpful.
I love it when you can analyze. Like, I don't know, maybe it is just because I love doing essays, which I don't think a lot of people say, but I did love doing essays. So I love when my brain can tap into things a little bit more, and I can be like for instance, I just read Needful Things by Stephen King, and that's a story. Have you read that one? You've read Dune McKay. You've read some Stephen King, right?
Dune McKay is the only Stephen King I have read. Needful Things was one of the other ones that was specifically recommended for me. Because there's a lot of things that Stephen King does that I don't want to read.
Fair.
So.
I would, okay. You don't like horror though, right? So like, well, at least like it's not something you dabble in as much.
It really depends. I think it's like one of those things where it depends on the content in the book. I have a really hard time with suspense and like something really, really like slasher gory, which is funny because I read military fantasy all the time. So I don't know what the disconnect there is, but
I think it's probably easier to read like violence and fantasy because it's predominantly like made up, like a fantasy, like it feels fiction. Obviously, horror is fiction as well, but I feel like it's just a little bit too close to home. Yeah, it's too real life. Well, I would say don't read Needful Things because like I enjoyed it, but it is definitely, there are parts of it that is very gory and parts of it that is very, but in a very brutal way. It's and like there's like stuff to do with like animals as well, which is like
so like Pet Cemetery is one that I would never touch. I would never ever touch it. I couldn't do it.
I understand. Pet Cemetery is my favorite Stephen King, but I would not recommend it to anyone who wants to avoid things with animals.
Have you read Lowkey yet?
No, I think that's like, did that come out in like 2008 or something? That was
one of the newer ones. Yeah,
it's going to take me a while to get there. And I've just finished Dolores Claiborne. There are so many decades as well. So I'm only in the 90s. I'm only in 1992. You know what I mean? I'm in 1990. I know. I need to pick this up. I really need to pick this up. Oh, but anyway, my original point about Needful Things was it had a really great look at consumerism and like what we do for material objects and things like that. Like I feel like a lot of modern books, we just enjoy them, but I love seeing, what's the deeper meaning there? So why are people going crazy over these materialistic items and stuff? Obviously, there's like a supernatural element to it, but is this a critique on people's consumerist nature and maybe like materialistic greed? There are so many things to unpack with like a lot of that I don't think we can do with a lot of contemporary books. So I do love me some older books sometimes so that I can unpack those things myself. I could be reading totally into these things and I'm not saying like not a single and I'm not saying like a totally new book doesn't do those things. I'm just like a lot of the times when I'm reading newer fiction, it's really like it's plot, and I love plot. It's great. Like it's just trying to tell a story as it's telling the story, and they don't try and go a little bit deeper than that, which is honestly fine as well. But I sometimes I just want to unpack a little bit more. I just want to sink my teeth in.
This is something that I found with a lot of modern storytelling that I tend to shy away from a little bit. And this is like across multiple genres. So it's definitely prevalent in fantasy, but I think in a lot of other genres as well, is like how theme is handled in storytelling. And in so many modern books, the books really wear the themes so much on their sleeve that it almost, it's very heavy handed. Oftentimes it's very like, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? And I'm like, sometimes, and I tend to shy away from that because I'm like, I want to be invited into a conversation about the theme, not immediately beat over the head with it the minute I step through the door. Like, give me a minute here.
Exactly. Like I want to doubt myself reading a book. Like I want to be like, is that actually what the author meant, or is it not?
I
like
feel about it? Is that what you meant?
Yeah. I want the mystery. I want all of that gray space where I can enforce my thoughts and feelings and opinions on it without like actually like being told what I'm supposed to think or what I'm supposed to like take from this book. I kind of just want to go into it and take from it what I need to take from it as a reader, rather than like, you know, whatever the author's trying to say about, you know, the theme of like religion, for instance, just as an example, and they're repeating themselves, or they're constantly hammering this idea where I'm like, you could have been vague about this and it could have opened a conversation about it. Yeah, like I get what you're saying, but it leaves no room for me to be able to add my argument or my thoughts and feelings to it. You're telling me what to think.
Like a distrust of the reader too. Like your readers are not that dumb. Like we get it. Like got it like 20 pages ago. You don't need to like I got it.
I do think I mean it doesn't happen all the time, of course, but it is nice when the author just trusts the reader to just take from it what they need to take from it, you know. Just like
Lazen.
I can't wait.
Like, to the absolute extreme end of that spectrum is Stephen Erickson's. He is like, just try to keep up.
Yeah, that's it. I'm saying I love when there's like vagueness, and I love when I can force myself. And then you bring up Malazan, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't love it that much.
I think
tell me what to
I
think.
there are characters that you can latch onto in Malazan. That is one thing that I always say I think Erikson is good at, is the vastness of the scope is not does not overburden the intimacy with the characters, if that makes sense. So it still allows you to care and be immersed with the characters. So,
well, first things first as well. I think I feel like I accidentally pronounce it wrong sometimes. Sometimes I think I say Malazan.
Steve doesn't even care.
Okay, good.
No. And all the audiobooks also pronounce like everything wrong. So, and they didn't consult him at all on the pronunciation. So everybody on BookTube says it differently. Everybody says the character names differently. You're fine.
Okay, because I was the next thing I was going to say, should I invest in the audiobooks as well?
I mean, my husband's he's way more of an audiobook person than I am. And he has been like, he listened to Midnight Tides around the same time I was reading it. And you just, if you know that going into it, it's, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Because I would first one and see.
I would always be, because with that, there are certain books where I need to sit down, read the physical book and listen to the audiobook at the same time, so that I can annotate, but like stay concentrated on the book as well. So I'll do both of them at the same time. In Malazan is going to be one of those ones where it's going to be an immersion read, rather than like, I wouldn't just listen to the audiobook. If I was doing any epic fantasy, I can't just listen to the audiobook of it because my mind will wander. It will stray. So I will either be reading it physically on its own, or I will be doing both of them at the same time. But as long as like I can do that with, I keep wanting to say it like different ways, but I can say it anyway. But Malazan, I'm glad I know that now, because I always worry about pronunciations. I think pronunciations is my biggest fear as someone who talks about books online. I mean, I love that people can, I love that people can softly correct me sometimes about it, but there will be people who don't like softly correct me. And I do look dumb. I do look dumb sometimes. I get it, but
when I did my vlogs for the First Law trilogy, I said Joe Abercrombie for like the first vlog and a half, and oh my goodness, Gavin, like it's Abercrombie. I'm like, okay, sorry.
I prefer Abercrombie. I'm just saying, I prefer that. I prefer it.
And the funny thing is, I don't know, like, would the authors care as much as their fandom does? I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, I feel like maybe a lot of authors wouldn't. I get it from like maybe a respect standpoint. Like if people were purposefully mispronouncing people's names, that could come across as quite rude. But when we're readers, we don't know pronunciations from just the written word. I feel like it's the same with reading One Piece. My copies of One Piece had Zolo instead of Zoro, because in the English translation he's called Zolo instead. So when I say that in a video, did you get that too?
I got made fun of in a live stream chat on someone else's channel because I knew nothing about One Piece. And I was like, Zolo seems cool, because that's the only way I'd seen it spelled. And I got like buried, and people were like, it's Zoro. And I was like, oh my gosh, sorry.
Yeah, but like, how are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to know? So I get it. If I was an author, that I genuinely would not care how people pronounce character names, place names, anything like that. It's the fact that you're consuming the story and you're passionate enough to talk about it and stuff. I feel like a lot of the times it doesn't really matter. But I do go out of my way sometimes for, like, if it's a cultural thing, there might be like different author names from different cultures. I would go out of my way to learn the correct pronunciations. And like, if it's like, but if it's like a fantasy where a lot of these names are made up, like character names are made up, I feel like if an author has just made this word up out of nowhere, I would love to know how that author came up with that word and like how they would pronounce it. But I honestly, I don't feel like even they would care how people would pronounce it, because when it's just written down, where that's just how I'm learning about it.
Yeah, this is so accurate,
yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, yeah, and it's definitely like you, and especially because I read a lot of translated fiction, and I consume a lot of visual content from like I watch a lot of Korean and Japanese dramas.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit more familiar with like the pronunciation of names from China, Korea, Japan. But I still always, if I'm not sure, I'll say, if I pronounced that wrong, please, please let me know. But yeah, I try. We're all just trying.
Yeah. I'll be very, that makes me feel better about this Malazan vlog now. You know, as long as I don't pronounce Malazan Storm Archive or whatever the hell that's called, Storm Archive, where it says, as long as I don't pronounce, as long as I don't pronounce it, like, as long as I'm not like, you know, like trying to poke the bear. And I feel like nobody is trying to do that when it comes to fandoms. No one's trying to poke the bear when it comes to anything like that. It's just not that serious, you know?
And it's not that serious. And if as a Malazan fan, and I'm sure there's anybody else in the chat who is one, like if somebody's on your video and they're just like, oh my gosh, Gav, you currently like chill out, dude. Like just it's not that serious. We're just happy that and hopefully you're enjoying your read. Like that's
it. And that's always the most important thing. Like Michelle says, don't think anyone cares. Read the book, enjoy the book, eat it all up. You know, it's so true. Just eat it all up.
That's so true too, is half the time we don't even know we're pronouncing it wrong, and then you hear somebody else in a different video say it and you're like, wait a second, have I been saying it wrong this whole time?
Yeah.
Classics. So Frankenstein.
Did we go like off the beaten track again?
Yeah, amazing. I love it. That's why I always tell people this is so low key. It literally doesn't matter. Yeah, Frankenstein, Jane Eyre.
Oh yeah, we were doing your top 5.
Yeah, that's number 2, Jane Eyre. It's not a romance.
No.
And but I think it's a beautifully written book. And I love anyways, love Jane Eyre. And then man, I think I'm gonna put Little Women on there.
Oh, nice.
Little Women is I just listened to the audiobook with my daughters again, and we went to see a play because my alma mater college was doing Little Women, and so we took the girls there. It was their first play ever. And they just absolutely, it was so cute to see them so starstruck over these like college student actors. It was really cute. They were just like, can I meet Beth? You know, it was so cute. It was such a fun experience with them. And so that one I just think is such a timeless like family classic. It's so good. Man, 50s and earlier. White Fang is probably my favorite book of all time by Jack London.
I have not read that one. I just bought though The Call of the Wild.
Is it one of those author, right? Like The Call of the Wild and White Fang at the bottom.
Can I quickly grab it? Because maybe it is in there. I don't know. Maybe I do have it in there.
This is a soapbox for me. Tobu just came flying out of the...
He was enjoying himself on my chair in there. But this is the edition of The Call of the Wild I have.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Vital.
So the difference between Call of the Wild and White Fang, oftentimes they're put together in the same book. And one of my little soapbox nerd moments is that it's always like The Call of the Wild and White Fang. And I'm like, in my opinion, White Fang is the better book.
Right.
It's probably my most influential book of all time. And it's the difference is literally The Call of the Wild is a dog who is domesticated who becomes wild. White Fang is the opposite.
Oh.
So you have
that's why they're paired together. Is that why they're paired together a lot of the times?
In some ways, you could consider them kind of two sides of the same coin. I just find White Fang to be incredibly immersive and one of the best, like, character studies I've ever seen, which is amazing because he's not human.
Oh wow.
I love White Fang as a character like crazy. So that would be on there for sure. And then I would probably say I do really like the Three Musketeers.
Never read it.
It's okay. If you take D'Artagnan out of the story, it's even better. I said what I said.
Spicy.
I have strong opinions on D'Artagnan, but the kind of motley crew of soldiers is something that I always love in books. Most of the time, again, how it's handled matters. Yeah, I'd say, was that 5? I think that was 5.
I think so. You had Frankenstein, Jane Eyre, Little Women,
White Fang, and Three Musketeers. Yeah. Although, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm only 100 pages in. I'm only 100 pages in, but I will be shocked if this doesn't dethrone something on that top 5.
That is... could you imagine if it dethroned White Fang?
See, the thing is, that's one of those subjective, objective things at this point. White Fang when I was probably 11 or 12, and I was going through some things where it was one of those books that I needed to read when I read it for the first time. And it's so ingrained in my DNA at this point. I don't know that we're going to be that intense.
Okay.
This is, I went into this, and I don't know how you felt going to Les Mis, but I went into this kind of preparing myself, like this is going to be a hefty classic. It might be super dense. I might have to push myself through it. And I've been shocked at how fast I'm getting through this.
That's one of the things that I was so surprised with Les Mis, how fast you go through it. It is actually a very fast read. It's big, it's dense. So I'm so glad that you mentioned that about War and Peace being a fast read, because I feel like we're always going to feel intimidated by the size of those things, the size of those bricks. And I'm so glad you said that. I can't wait to read it now.
You enjoy it too, because I think, and that was one thing I was going to ask too, and I know we're at like 2:45, so if you're like, I need to go to bed, let me know.
I am a grandma, but I'm fine right now.
So you read Les Mis in less than a week. And you talked
like
even
6 days.
Congratulations.
I know.
Add that on your resume.
I will.
But do you feel like going through it in a shorter period of time like that versus, because I know when I read Shogun in 2023, I split it out by the parts and we read like a part every month or so. And that worked really well for me with Shogun. That's what I'm doing with War and Peace too, is we're kind of spreading it out over 3 or 4 months here. So do you feel like reading it all that quickly actually like helped you stay engaged with the story? Do you think it would have been a different experience if you had, like, I don't want to say dragged it out, because that's not what I mean, but
that's what it would feel like, I think, if I had have spaced it out. I don't think I would have been as engaged. No, I like immersing myself in something, because I do, not even with just Les Mis, but I love doing like a complete series reading vlog where I read an entire series in like a week, or I read it in 2 weeks, or however long it takes me. Because if I did space it out, like say, what is there, like a 12-book series I wanted to do, and I was like, I might do it like 1 book a month. And then I was like,
it's 10, but
I mean, I would need the 12 months for that, I think. I feel like I would. Well, say with that though, I could do like a Malazan book a month, like that would be fine. But like, say if it's like a massive classic, or it's like 12 little books, like say it's like the Goosebumps books or whatever, and like it's like and stuff like that, I would rather read them all at once, because I do think my mind will wander and I'll not want to go back to it. Even with Les Mis, which I enjoyed so much, I really did enjoy it. But if I had have broken that down and read it over several weeks or several months, I don't think I would have been as immersed. I think it would have broken. I think it of the broken binding, and I love combining those words sometimes. So I call it broking instead of broken binding. So my immersion would have been broken had I spaced it out. I think I would have just, too much would have happened. And you know what? I'm finding that problem with manga at the minute is it's taken me so long to get back to a volume of manga. I'm forgetting what happened before, and I'm not as immersed in it anymore. And like One Piece is my favorite ever. Like I love the story so much.
Never would have
But
guessed.
yeah, I know, right? I 3 stars for all of the volumes, 3 stars, nothing more. But becoming a weekly reader, or even then, I'm taking months to get to the weekly chapters. It isn't as immersive for me because I don't have all of those volumes now that I'm caught up to it and it's still ongoing. And I'm like, I need to read this all at once. I can't
Yeah.
just space it out. I'm not as immersed anymore. So I'm reading Spy Family. I
Me
read
too.
all of Oh yeah, I love
Spy
love
Family.
it.
I
love it. Well, okay. I love it too, but I read the first 13 volumes in 2024. I still need to read volume 14 and 15. Volume 15's just come out.
Yes.
And I want to do my like a reading vlog for my manga channel, but I'm like, I've kind of already, I'm not out of interest in it because I am interested. I can't really remember everything that happened beforehand. And I feel like if I just go straight into volume 14, I won't enjoy it as much because I don't really remember all that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took too long. You know what I mean? I took too long to get back into it. So this is another thing I need to do is I seem to blitz through something, take ages to get to the next part, and then I'm not interested anymore. It's the same with like reading the first book in a series and then continuing on with the series. I can imagine maybe you have like similar thoughts to that, and not even just for manga, but yeah, you'll read the first book in a series, you might have loved it, but then the next book comes out a year later or 2 years later. It takes so long, and you kind of lose, or not exactly lose interest because you still love the first book, but I don't know. There's just I just sometimes I just don't want to pick it up right there and then.
Yeah.
It's
well, and that's something like this year I want to challenge myself a little bit more because last year I only finished 2 series in 2025. And I've started so many, like we're all in the middle of so many things, right? But I want to get better at actually like reading things. And I'm kind of thinking I want to switch from doing like wrap up style month ends to actually doing some of the like, here's me reading a series over a month or like, you know, stuff like that, because I just feel like I'm going to enjoy the series more because I'm not like you said, breaking that immersion and drawing it out because it's hard to pull yourself back into the book. And then you've spent the first like third just trying to be like, okay, who are these people again? Do I care?
Yeah. Where are you in that story? Like where did I leave off and what moments led up to that moment? And is there something that I read in the first third of that book that is very important, but it was kind of like minimal because it's not going to come back until later? It's like, there's so many factors to it where do you read it all at once? But sometimes that's too intimidating as well. Not everyone can do that. So it's like spacing out. I think, is there like 365 chapters, I think, of Les Miserables? So you could literally read a chapter a day or something like that. So it's like, by the time you get to day 200 and you're on chapter 200, will you even remember what happened in chapter 47? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah. Well, and especially when that's not your only read. I could see how like the average person who isn't like a crazy person like us with our reading, who's like, I'm going to read Les Mis this year. And that's, you know, their main focus of reading for the year. I could see that being more of a cohesive experience than like, you know, if you take, you know, either of us reading between day 1 and day 365, we're reading between 80 and 200 other books in that time. Like it's gonna be broken.
So and that's actually a thing as well when I'm trying to look back on books that I've enjoyed years ago. Like say so I don't really do recommendation videos or sit down recommendation videos because I say, oh, what are your favorite horror books? And I try to think of the books I read in 2020, and I can remember what happened in them, but I can't remember. Well, sometimes I remember how they made me feel, but I can't really fully remember what happened in them to make me feel that way. So like, I remember loving a book, but I'm like, okay, but why did I love that book? Or like, that book made me very upset for some reason, but like, why did it make me upset? You know, things like that. Yeah. So like a lot of times I do think that's a me problem because I do fly through so many books. But yeah, at the same time, that's kind of why I don't. And same with the Stephen King ranking I did last year. in October, it was like a year and a half since I started my series. And I was like, okay, thinking back to the first few Stephen King books I read, because I can remember what happened, but what can I say about it that why did I love it? Like what did I think of it? Yeah, because I could easily rehash what happened in it. Like I could give you the basic plot of Carrie, but I'm like, okay, what were the elements of it that I actually enjoyed? Why did I give it a 4-star?
Right.
Or even with like say Roadwork, which is my least favorite Stephen King book. Why did I hate it so much? Like, why did I give it 1 star? Which I kind of do know, but at the same time, I'm like, am I just repeat myself? Do I have anything new to say about it? So yeah, I don't do recommendation videos because sometimes I think too much time has passed. Can I still recommend it today? A lot of times I feel like, I need to reread it before I can recommend it again. Because what if I didn't actually enjoy it? You know what I mean? My brain's crazy. I don't know.
I think it really depends on what it is for me, because I do like I've done a couple of videos where I'll do like, if you're reading big name fantasy, here's some underrated fantasies that you should, check out, or here's 10 female fantasy authors you need to read, or like whatever. And I do pretty well. It helps that I often will write my Goodreads review afterwards, and I also do like a little personal review in my reading journal now.
Yeah.
And this year I'm doing it immediately after I finish the book. And it's kind of the same thing when you're doing vlogs, you can literally go back and see your thoughts in real time.
That's literally, that's literally what I had to do for the Stephen King ranking, because I was going through all my videos. I can't remember if I wrote my notes down, but you know what the thing with me as well though is, it might sound like I don't take in these books. I genuinely do. So say if I show you, okay, this is my Gavin Reads All the King episode 3, right? This is where I read Roadwork. These are all my notes on Roadwork, right? These are all my notes on Roadwork. These are all my notes on Cujo.
Wow.
And I have lots of feeling. I do take all of these books, all my thoughts on The Running Man, all my thoughts on, which was the last one, Christine. I do take these books and these are all of my notes.
That's
I'm like, this is an essay. But I just don't retain it after like a couple of months. And then when I had to do my ranking video last year, I was like, but what were the things in Christine that made me give it a 3.5? What was it that you know what I mean? It's like, I do have to go back and check. It's like my brain can only retain so much. But I understand what me saying is like, oh, it sounds like he doesn't take anything in. I promise I do. It's just, I don't know. It's like,
I think anybody that watches your vlogs and hears you talk about, I don't think they should be questioning that, because I think it's very obvious that like you have a lot of really insightful things to say about the books that you're reading. So it's not like we go to the vlog and you're like, yeah, this is the book and it has some people in it, and So
no, fair.
I think everybody reads and retains differently. I think that's common, and I think that's one of those areas where when people come in and be like, no, you're either faking it or you're not doing it right because you're not retaining it or reading it the right way or in the right format or along the right timeline. It's like, no.
Well, that is what I worry about. People might think, oh, you're reading these books too fast that I can't take your opinion, because I just don't think you can actually take it in at the rate you're reading it. But honestly, so I read fast. I don't know like how you visualize things, Tori, but I visualize things in my head like a movie as I'm reading. And so I do read fast because things have to move like at a good pace. If I'm reading slow, then the action in my head is slow, and it almost feels like the movie's in slow motion. So it's just like my brain needs to keep up with, like my reading speed needs to keep up with my brain. And like what I'm reading on the page needs to keep up with my brain generating these images, because sometimes my brain goes a little bit too fast. And I can, within that first week of reading something, I'll tell you everything you need to know. But then then I'm just like, it just gets pushed out, as I don't think my brain is like, okay, you don't need to retain this information, so we're just gonna
send it
over there.
Yeah. Like, have you seen Inside Out?
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
Inside Out.
so do I. So
Yeah,
you know the part where it's in the memory vaults with all the like grayed out
yeah,
things, and they're just like nah.
yeah, exactly. Mine's like
I
a
relate to that.
mountain.
Yeah,
Mine's a
just
mountain of all the books I've read in the past. It's a mountain.
and you can go in there, and there might be there's still a faint glow in there if you need to find one. Um, I think because I know this was something that blew my mind when I got onto BookTube, because even though like I'm married to someone who reads almost the opposite way that I do, in terms of he reads a lot more slowly, a lot more thoughtfully, not in the sense that I don't read thoughtfully, but like he's
Mhm.
very meticulous about his reads, and he hears the words in his head while he reads.
Mm.
I don't hear anything. There's no
You
audio for
just
me
say it.
at all. Yeah, it's all
Mm.
visual, and I don't
Mm.
say the word out loud in my head while I'm reading at all. So I'm just visual. I see the word and I move on. Like I don't. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love how different that is as well. Because like I am similar in the fact that I can see it, but I do have
Yeah.
that voiceover almost. Like the
Sure.
words are like playing in my head as a voiceover as like everything's happening. It's
Yeah.
honestly, this is why I love hearing how people read, because it's
Yeah.
just so different. It's so
So
different.
different. It was actually, I know I've shared this, my another bingo thing for my audience guys, but the when my audiobook narrator sent me the first few test clips for my characters in the Bloodstones, it was I got really emotional because I'd never
Mm.
heard their voices before,
Oh
not
wow.
out loud. Like
Yeah.
I even while I'm writing, so it's reading and writing, I don't have any audio whatsoever. And I think that's one of
Wow.
the reasons why audiobooks might be harder for me, is because I just don't know what to do with it. Like
Mm.
it doesn't input the same way that reading physically does for me.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
I can imagine that was a surreal experience then hearing
it was
the
pretty cool. I was
voices.
like, suddenly they
Yeah.
sound like something. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
Um, yeah, Inside Out makes me cry every time too.
Same. And the second one is great too. I love
I
both
haven't
of
seen
them.
it yet. I want to. I
Oh,
want
you're
to.
gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah. I need to just cuddle up and watch some good movies this winter, because yeah.
Yeah, you do. Turn the brain off for a bit, rest, relax.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything, and just again, like prioritize comfort.
Yep. So it has been 3 hours, and I say this pretty much every time we do a Motley Crew chat. I could literally talk to Gavin for the next 3 hours.
You can talk to me, and you can talk to Tobu for the next three
Oh,
hours.
he's back.
He's back. He came at the
Like,
very start. Oh, actually, did he come before we went live, or
yeah,
was it? Yeah,
I
before.
think when we were, yeah, backstage still. There he
Yeah, well,
is.
he's come to say goodbye to everyone.
I love that black cats are literally just a void with eyes. I love it so much.
Oh, same, same. I love it when I'm lying in bed with both Ash and Tobu, and he just, I never know where he is on the bed unless he like either opens his eyes or he just like comes to
It's just
snuggle.
glowing at you. Yeah.
Oh, I just love him so much.
But thank you so much for spending your evening and taking some time out of your busy schedule to hang out over here with us.
Anytime, anytime.
And
Thank you
chat, you
for inviting
guys.
me as well. Thank you
Oh,
for inviting me.
absolutely. My pleasure. I've been so excited since I reached out, and Gav was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, 2 months, because Christmas is crazy.
Christmas is crazy, and it was worth the wait.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. It was really lovely to get to actually chat with you for a little bit.
Same, honestly. So before we stop, do you go off the live? Does it kick me out or anything, or like?
No.
Is it one of those live shows where like you say bye and it's just totally over? Because I was gonna say goodbye to you. Okay, that's all right.
No, we're good. No, I can kick you, but I'm not going to do that. Chat, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, spending your evening, afternoon, morning with us, depending on where you're at in the world. Totally spaced as host, but go down in the description box below and check out Gavin's channel if you haven't already.
Only if you want to. No pressure.
I just watched his Les Mis stream or his video today, and that was quite fabulous. So
could you imagine if I did that as a stream? Like, could you imagine reading all of Les Mis in a stream? Like, I can't turn the live show off until I finish.
I wouldn't put it past you, Gavin. I would not be surprised if I see at some point this year, Gavin's doing reading sprints, and I'm not stopping the sprints till I finish War and Peace.
Oh my God, cinema. Cinema.
That would be impressive. That would be a feat on BookTube.
Well, it could happen.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.